Starting 11s are out, Pete. Another live watch along. I was going to ask you how you feeling today, but I think the answer is pretty straightforward. We'd had better days.
Yeah, if I'm Infantino, today I feel concerned.
He felt like certain things though.
I think most of the chat is feeling like Infantino felt that day.
Yeah, it's the main thing with it too is let's try to put some. Let's go to reality for a second. Let's go back to reality for a second. If
All
the
right.
U.S. faces Brazil, for the most part, we would expect Brazil to win. However, with the players that the United States has these days, we would expect the U.S. men's national team to put up a fight, make it tough. And we talked about this in previous streams. Realistically, for you to get lucky and to pull an underdog story or a dark horse story, whatever, or pull an upset, you need to put yourself in a position to get lucky. And it doesn't feel like Berhalter's U.S. men's national team is capable of doing that. And that's what I want to see today. Can we hold our own against Brazil? Can we play at the same level as Brazil? That's what I can hope for at this point. It is one game, so anything can happen. It's also a friendly, so it could happen that we pull a draw, a win somehow. We'll talk about the Brazilian starting 11, the American one. But again, that's what it is, because if we want to pull an upset in 2026, if we want to do something special in 2026, you have to be making all these games tough, because that's how you put yourself in a position to get lucky. We're not the best team. We're not a top 10 team in the world. God, we're not even a top 15 right now in the world. So if we want to make it to the quarterfinals, or who knows, a semifinal, which doesn't seem very realistic at the moment, you have to make these games close. You have to make it tough and put you in a position to get lucky in advance. We haven't seen that with Berhalter in 5 freaking years. And do you think we're going to see it today?
I don't know. I doubt it, right? The data says no. And if we do, it'll be an outlier, right? Like if this team plays well against Brazil, I'll be like, that's unheard of. It'll be like the first time in almost 6 years now that they've played well against a top, team in the world. So, I mean, look, I want us to do well. I want the boys to at least show some hunger and fight. We don't seem to be set up for success, however. It looks like more of the same 4-3-3 possession ball. It looks like a lot of the same thing. Of course, we'll have to see what it looks like on the field, but that lineup screams we haven't made any adjustments for Brazil. We're still going to play our own way.
I don't like the changes that Berhalter made from this game to the other. It's the same lineup, but now he replaced Johnny with Musa. And if you were going to replace Johnny, it should have been Tyler Adams. We don't have a true 6. So the back line won't be as protected as it should be. Not that it was super protected against Colombia, but you don't have a true 6. Musa doesn't do that job well. McKennie doesn't do it. Neither does Gio. Gio does even less than those two. And then he replaced Balogun. Replaced Balogun with Pepe, which it's weird to me because against Colombia, he wanted us to whip in more crosses. And that's where Pepe is better than Balogun, a poacher-like center forward, while Balogun is more of like a guy that runs through the channels, a transition merchant. But then this game, which is the one you would expect us to maybe be a bit more defensive and try to hit the opponent in transition, you would want Balogun to start over Pepe for this one, unless Greg Berhalter's genius plan today is let's cross the ball.
Well, I think they're going to use Pepe as a target man. So it's going to be his job with the defender on his back, right, with one of these two, Marquinhos or Beraldo, on his back to try and hold up the ball and then lay it off to Pulisic or Reina or Weah. It's going to be a tough job.
Yeah, wouldn't you prefer Haji?
I mean, I wouldn't play with a target man against Brazil, period. I would play Balogun. And look, Pepe, I think Pepe has been criminally underrated in terms of getting chances with Greg. So I don't begrudge him this chance. I'm glad he's getting it. Just feels like he's not being set up to succeed here. Haji, even as a hold-up target man, I'm not so sure. He's been a lot better as a winger. I don't think Haji has it as a target man either, to be honest.
Okay, so that's the United States, the lineup right there. Everything else is the same. I was also I was hoping that we would have given Ethan Horvath an opportunity today. Not because I think he's the solution, not because I think he's better than Turner. It's just that Turner has been ass. Turner hasn't been good. So you give Horvath a chance against an opponent that will probably hit a few shots on target, I'm assuming. Then we can test him out. And then maybe he's doing better than Turner. You start him in the Copa America. But now we're essentially going with Turner in the Copa America. It is what it is. We're
Yeah.
going with him because you're not going to switch it halfway through the competition because Horvath could be worse. We don't know.
Yeah.
And
It's
Sean
also the
Johnson
feet
is worse.
problem, right? Neither of them can really play with their feet.
No, and Turner seems to not be able to play with his hands either lately. So that's a
Bad.
big
Bad.
problem right there. And then you got Brazil with a lineup that most people should be familiar with, most players. So Alisson is on goal, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Danilo, you all know him from Juventus. You got Wendell in the left back position from Porto. Then the two center backs are from PSG, Marquinhos and Beraldo. Beraldo's very young, so that I was gonna say that could benefit, but it's one of those where it's a player that's very young, but he has a lot of experience at the highest level. So I don't think that it'll be an issue of friendly. The midfield, three Premier League players: Bruno Guimarães, that plays for Newcastle, probably the sixth. Then João Gomes. Yes,
Real quick, did you see Berhalter try to talk about this midfield yesterday?
the
He
one
was
that was like creaming his pants talking about him.
No, he was talking about. He was like, they're gonna have some guys. Guimarães is gonna be there, and then Paqueta, and then he didn't know who João Gomes was, so he was like, and then anyway, and then he just quickly moved on. He couldn't say João Gomes' name.
João Gomes.
João Gomes. Is that
Yeah.
how you say it in Portuguese?
Yeah, João Gomes. So it's Bruno Guimarães from Newcastle, the sixth. Then you got João Gomes would be not really the sixth. It's probably going to be a double pivot with Bruno Guimarães and João Gomes. And then Lucas Paquetá will be the 10. And I have to wonder if Paquetá's head is in this game because he could be banned from soccer a couple months from now. He's going to trial there with the FA because they found a lot of bets coming from Ilha de Paquetá, the island he was from, an island in Brazil called Paquetá. His last name is not Paquetá, by the way. Okay, and they found a lot of bets, and it was about him getting like cards in certain games, and then allegedly he's involved in that, and that's what he's being judged upon, and that's what they're looking towards, and it's not looking good. That's what I'll say. I can't tell you if he's guilty or innocent. I don't know, but it's not looking good. That's what I'll say.
Real quick, why is Casemiro not starting?
Casemiro wasn't called in.
Oh, he's not even in the roster?
Nope. Casemiro wasn't called in.
Wow.
Yeah,
What happens when you go to United?
Yeah, he's also. We talked about this on the phone the other day. How with certain national teams like Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, European ones, unlike the U.S., there is pressure and competition for every single spot in the roster. And if you don't perform well for 6 months, unless you're like Neymar, you're going to be out. Rodrigo, even if he doesn't play well for long enough, or Rafinha, you'll get benched if Hendrick's coming in and scoring. That's not something that really has with the United States for some players. And we see them getting complacent. That's what happened a little bit against Colombia. But then just to finish off Brazil, Rafinha will play as the left winger. Rodrigo will play as a false nine. And then Vinicius on the left wing. These players can also interchange. Dorival Jr. is a coach that usually he doesn't have a set style of play. He just kind of goes with the players he has. Usually just adapts to the players he has. He's not a brilliant coach by any means, but for a national team level, he's probably all right. So these players will move around. It'll change, and I would expect Hendrick to come in the second half. That's what he's been doing with Hendrick ever since he took over. And every game that Hendrick came on, he scored. Scored against England in Wembley, scored against Spain in Madrid, and then he scored the late goal to beat Mexico too. But that's the lineup for Brazil. And I saw it was one actually, some U.S. men's national team fans saying this was a mid lineup from Brazil. And we could go on and say that, and if it's a mid lineup, then the U.S. should beat them. But when you look at it, they have a player that's a candidate to win the Ballon d'Or. Another player that won the Champions League starting, Rodrigo. They have Rafinha that starts for Barcelona. They have a midfield of Premier League players that are all performing at a high level. The two defenders start for PSG. Beraldo's in and out, but Marquinhos is a captain there. The goalkeeper from Liverpool. The starting right back from Juventus and captain from Juventus this season, I think. And a starter for Porto. So, I don't know, man. I wish the U.S. had that.
Do you think that it's pretty much whoever, like, for Brazil and England, whoever wins the Euros or the Copa America, either Jude Bellingham or Vini Jr. is going to win Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, I think it'll depend on if both win. It'll depend more or less on what role each one played.
Sure.
I think. But let's be honest, England ain't winning the Euros, man. It's not happening. They're not winning the Euros.
Although Gareth Southgate said he would be out if they didn't win, at least he's got some pressure on him. Greg Berhalter's like, I'm not the guy to answer that question. Sorry.
No. Well, what about this guy here? J.T. Batson, the CEO of U.S. Soccer, decided to tweet June 11th, yesterday, a couple days after we got crushed by Colombia, a stadium that was filled with probably Americans, but they were Colombian national team fans. And then today we have a stadium that will be packed with probably Brazilian Americans. They're probably mostly Americans, but Brazilian national team fans. But this is what our beloved CEO, JT Batson, had to say. The energy at our matches has been incredible. And with tomorrow's attendance versus Brazil, we will set a record for combined average attendances for the U.S. men's national team and U.S. women's national team matches controlled by U.S. Soccer through the first 6 months of the year. Your support is unmatched. Let's keep the momentum going. The momentum is as follows, Pete. The U.S. women's national team, to be fair, yes, the American fans show up for the U.S. women's national team, and they seem to be back on track with Emma Hayes. So I'm not going to talk about the women's national team because they can keep their momentum. They're doing fine. They're bouncing
this
back.
new generation. This new generation is a lot more exciting, I feel like.
Yes. And then we go to the men's national team. We keep playing at home with an away crowd. That's the first thing. We play Mexico, away crowd. We play Colombia, away crowd. We play Brazil, away crowd. We just lost to Colombia 5-1. What is this momentum that JT Batson is talking about for the men's
This is classic deflecting again from the real problems. It's basically saying, guys, it doesn't matter that we're being destroyed on the field and that no American wants to come watch this team play. It doesn't matter because the Colombians and Brazilians are making us rich. And by us, he means U.S. Soccer, which is supposed to be a nonprofit. That's all this is about. It's trying to be like, hey, everything's not all bad. At least U.S. Soccer is making money. It's like, this kid didn't get his head dunked in the toilet enough in school, honestly, to come out with something like that.
Yeah, no disrespect to JT Batson, but this is usually what happens.
Full disrespect from my end, at least.
No, usually when I say no disrespect, I'm about to disrespect the shit out of that person. So I'll finish the sentence here. This is what happens when you put a nerd in charge of U.S. Soccer, and it doesn't bring culture. There's a complete disconnect with reality. There's a complete disconnect with the fan base. There's a complete disconnect with building a culture. So this is what you get. Now, I'm not saying that it has to be a former player or something like that, but it has to be someone directly involved with the game that understands what the soccer culture is. And I'm kind of surprised he's not getting a full lesson of this, of like what it actually is, because the Colombians and the Brazilians are showing him what culture is. The Mexicans show what culture is. And he can't build that for the U.S. men's national team. There's poor community outreach, poor marketing. There's a mediocre coach in charge that sucks ass. The dude is awful, and he's still in charge of the national team. It's just where they play the games, the prices, everything about it is just we would be talking about this for hours. But everyone, before we continue, super chat from Jose305 saying nothing like a Wednesday night watching Greg Ball. Yeah, that's why I got coffee. I didn't want to fall asleep. We're going to talk about that in a second here. If Greg goes, what coaches we should go for, what we can talk about. Who knows? It might be Greg's last dance today. We'll talk about that in a second. But everyone, before we continue, drop a like. Let's try to hit 1,000 likes. It's a great way to help the channel for free. And I'm going to put a quick word from our sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Me and P will be back in a minute because if I don't play the ad, rent will be late. Underdog Fantasy is a fun game to play prior to any soccer match or basketball, football as well. You know, it just adds an extra excitement to the game. And this summer, I will be playing Underdog Fantasy during the Copa America and Euros. You can download the app by using the link in the description of this video and use the promo code TMTV. Yes, please, don't forget to use the code. and let me tell you why. Sign up with the code TMTV to claim your special pick plus a first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. The game I mainly play is called Pick'em. I just click on it, scroll to the soccer section, and pick a player for the specific match and select the stats that I believe will be lower or higher. It's very easy to play, but be smart about it because it's not that easy to win. I'll also be playing some Underdog Fantasy during some match live streams during the Copa America and Olympics, posting my picks on X and Instagram, so you must stay tuned for that as well. And once again, I'm a professional hater, so usually I pick anything that will have me rooting for the downfall of that player. With that said, once again, thank you Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring the channel. The link to play is in the description of this video, and the promo code once again is TMTV. Thank you Underdog Fantasy. Okay, we are so back now. I wanted to put this one before we talk about coaches real quick, because yesterday Jeff Carlisle, he put the U.S. men's national team is practicing their amoeba attack. What in the love of God is the amoeba attack? What are we going to see today? What is going on here?
Everybody gets together in a 20-yard by 10-yard box and attacks the ball all together until it pops out as like an under 5 game, and then they rush to where it is, and then they kick it off each. I don't understand what this is, but it sounds like something Berhalter would call it.
Well, guys, that's the thing. Jeff Carlisle probably didn't make that up. He could have just put the U.S. men's national team. He probably
thought it was good.
He probably asked one of the coaches, "Is like, what are you guys practicing?" He's like, "Oh, this is our amoeba attack." And he's like, I like that.
He's like, I like it. I got to post it. And then he got absolutely cooked in the comments.
No, it's just unreal. And it becomes very hard for anyone to take this program seriously. Now, let's talk about coaching here for a second, because I saw a tweet the other day and some people misread this guy's tweet, and it wasn't really a bad tweet. I don't know who the guy is, and I forgot his name. But he said something that everyone's asking for. Sometimes people will say, we want Pep Guardiola to coach the U.S. men's national team. We've heard that so many times, which is one, unrealistic, and two, I don't think we can play the progressive soccer that Pep loves. Which brings me to a tweet or something I said years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. If you had one dream coach that the U.S. men's national team could hire, which obviously whoever we name right now, it's not going to happen. We know that. It's not going to happen. Who would be yours and why? And then I'll tell you mine.
I have two, and I think you're going to have one of them. So I'm going to go with the alternative. I'm going to go with Jurgen Klopp. He would be my dream coach because I think his style is a little more hands-off. Don't get me wrong. He's very, has a very specific style of play, but I don't think he's as much of a control freak as Pep. Should I say the other one? I think it would be Ancelotti. I just think as a man manager, his skill set would suit the international game really well.
So I want this team to get results. So I'm going with two soccer terrorists. I'm going full haram ball right here. I'm going to go with Diego Simeone and Jose Mourinho. Those are the two that I think would get first. They would man up half of this team, which is a little bit of what this team needs. Imagine Simeone taking a 5-1 beating from Colombia, what these players would hear. Or Mourinho too.
There would be no amoeba ball the next day, I promise you.
There would be no amoeba ball, exactly. I would want Diego Simeone or Jose Mourinho. These guys, the players on the field, there's no Clint Dempsey anymore. There's no Tim Howard. There's no one with that personality, with that mindset. So unfortunately,
but when you kick everybody with that personality off the team, that's what happens.
So then you got to get a coach with that personality, a coach that will get the players to either man up or just shut up and get out. I would put those two, Jose Mourinho and Diego Simeone. Would it be pretty? No, it would be horrendous to watch. It would be a nightmare to watch. I would probably need some alcohol for the live watch-alongs. But we would see such a different team, mentality-wise, result-wise. We were not going to get beat 5-1 from Colombia and the coach just speaking nonsense like Berhalter was all week long. Every interview that Berhalter puts out drives me fucking nuts. Every interview.
Every time he talks, it becomes more evident that he is so out of his depth. And he's trying to cover that up by just saying things. It's not about, it's not about getting a result at all. It's about the performance, and if all of our guys have an 8 out of 10, he probably does the math on that. He goes, what's 10 times 11? 11 players on the field. Okay, that's 10 times 11, that's 110. What's 8 times 11? 88. All right, guys, we need an 88 out of 110 performance in order to change the way Americans see soccer. And everyone's like, okay. He's like, guys, that's it. 88 out of 111. That's the key for this game.
He's changing the way we see soccer. I used to believe a lot more in this team. Now I'm
Yeah.
starting to think we're shit. So he is changing the way everyone's seeing. I was looking through the comments, through the section, because 5 years ago or 4 years ago, he said he wanted to change the way the world sees U.S. soccer. Everyone in the Brazil comment section of the lineup was making fun of the U.S. lineup. Everyone. So he didn't change how the world sees it. And then
No.
now he wants to change how Americans see U.S. soccer. It's not changing. It's not changing. It's getting
It
worse.
is changing,
I've
but
never
for the
seen.
worse. I think people who got excited about this team actually tuned out once Berhalter got rehired. I think he's changing it for the worse. He's pushing people away.
So in the 2010 to 2014, I was in high school and then college, that cycle of the World Cup. And I wasn't really in social media. So I was mainly dealing with fans outside of it. I've never seen, and even after that, obviously when we missed the World Cup, outside of when we missed the World Cup, I've never seen this fan base so pessimistic about the team outside of Cuva, like that era. And even Cuva, no one was really pessimistic. We all thought we were going to go through when we were going to play Trinidad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Matt Poliquin is saying every team I root for sucks. I'm in sports. So just stop rooting for the U.S. men's national team for a little bit. He stops rooting. Berhalter gets fired tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe that's what the universe is waiting for, all of us to just give up and go, fuck it, we're done. And then Berhalter gets fired and we all come back.
Yeah. James Ronyer. Is that how you say it?
Rainauer? I'm not sure.
Rainauer?
Looks like a combination of French and German.
Yeah.
Rainauer?
Hunier.
Renau.
James, I'm sorry if we butchered your name. We're trying, but it might
Berhalter
be.
has a PowerPoint on how to say this name. Don't worry.
Yeah. But James, he's saying Scally as a right center back in the back three here, Pulisic and Pepe up top. We don't know what it's going to look like until it starts. It could be also one of those 4-4-2s the 4-4-2 he used against England. He'll try to mid block. We don't know what. Yeah, we don't know what he's going to try. I think it's a mistake. Brazil is different from England's style of play, but we'll see. Jordan Ramirez is saying, sorry, can't watch this. I'm going to watch baseball instead. Good luck. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you very much. I'm not a big baseball guy, but you might be making a very wise decision there. Alvaro Bazan is saying 4-3-3 in my OP sucks for the United States, in his opinion. We just don't have the depth or quality. I like the 4-1-3-2 with Pepe Balo up top. We have good attacking midfielders. Guys, me and Pete talked about this before. The formation doesn't matter that much. You can play an ultra defensive 4-3-3. You can play route one football in a 4-3-3. You can play out of the back in a 4-3-3. I mean, sorry, the formation does matter, but I'm just saying how you approach the game, if it's ultra defensive, if it's a soccer terrorist or a progressive way to play soccer, the formation itself doesn't matter. You can play a 3-5-2 and be ultra offensive with it. We can play a 4-3-3. It can work, but it's just like the approach. And Berhalter also is like positional play oriented. I'm not a big fan of that, especially for national teams. But the formation itself is not the issue. We can play well in a 4-3-3.
Yeah, you can play well. It's just the problem is if they're told to do the same thing over and over again. Like, was it even Ronaldo was saying the other day, like everybody knows how the U.S. is going to approach a game. No one's surprised. Everybody knows at this point. There's no surprises. There's no element of fear or uncertainty. Scouting is easy.
Yeah. Well, just watch the game prior because we play the same way every game.
Yeah, every game.
Watch one game. Greg Berhalter saying, we have to keep crossing and use our verticality. That is something he would say. So this might be Greg as far as I know. Massive Deal Closer is saying, how excited are you both for the amoeba attack? I'm actually pretty excited. I want to see what is the amoeba.
What is this amoeba attack? Is it like we give all the Brazilian players food poisoning the day before the game? I'm trying to understand what this amoeba attack is.
I mean, I think we can stop a Vinicius Jr. with massive explosive diarrhea.
I would imagine so. But then no one will want to get near to him to mark him. So that might actually be counterproductive.
That's the only way we stop. 80s nostalgia, guys, saying, Pete and Filippo, what's your prediction for this game? How many points do you think we will lose by? Well, first it's soccer, so it's not points, it's goals. Just got to correct that. It's not points. I might sound too optimistic. I think it'll be a lot closer than many think. I think we will lose. The United States will lose, but I don't think it'll be by a lot. I think it'll be something like 2-0 Brazil or 2-1. That's what I think.
I was
going
to say 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0, 2-1. Maybe we get a scrappy goal here and there, but maybe we're being too optimistic here. It could be a bloodbath, but I do think we're going to be far more conservative with our approach here. I would say like 2-0, 2-1 Brazil. It'll be much closer.
Yeah, it'll be closer for sure.
Cole is saying, hey, Tack, I had a great time yesterday. Let's go USA. Oh, Cole, congrats. Oh, he was in our pickup game. We had a pickup game yesterday here in Orlando. It was fun. A little too hot and humid, so good luck to the players. But it was lots of fun, and I pulled my muscle, as always.
Oh, no, again? Which one?
Groin.
Oh, Jeff Carey will be disappointed to hear that.
He'll massage my groin. No, Jeff massage. No, I'm good, Jeff. I am good.
In advance, he just wants you to know he'll be all right. He doesn't need the sports hernia massage.
It's like putting oil in his hands right now. It's like, I got you. No, I'm good. I am good. I will recover from it. I don't need Jeff to massage my legs. John is also saying, as a nerd, I'm offended. Nerds have passion for their pursuits. Look, my intention, I'm also a bit of a nerd. I'm a big Pokemon guy and everything. What I meant by nerd is a guy that probably never followed the game in his life, doesn't really understand the game at all. He's just in a position of CEO because he knows how to run a company or maybe a tech company, right?
Yeah, nerds are good for nerd things, not for running sports teams.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's probably ambitious. JT Batson, probably very ambitious. And he's probably going to make the U.S. men's national team break records of revenue. But it doesn't matter if we don't see that, if we don't see the results of that. The money doesn't go to my bank account, so I don't care about that. Stanley, all that yellow in the stadium is giving me PTSD. It's looking like the Colombia game again. It's mostly yellow. We keep playing. It's yellow and blue, and the blue is also Brazil. Drew Watson saying, this is just because I imagine how hard it must be doing these for a team run by a terrorist. Hopefully the whole thing is at least watchable. Yeah, man. The thing, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not trying to get canceled here. Rob Garcia, thank you for the super chat, Rob. Nothing written on it, but thank you very much. Anthony is saying, rumor has it that Greg Berhalter is on the spectrum. I don't think he is. Maybe that's a rumor. I don't think he is.
Can we get him and JT to do a Love on the Spectrum episode where they like how much these two love each other? Have you seen those on Netflix?
No.
They basically follow around two people who are on the spectrum and how they find each other and find love and whatever. I think Berhalter and JT Batson could be a great duo for that.
I just don't think they're on the spectrum. I think Berhalter's just a terrible coach. I just think he's an idiot.
He's not just an idiot. He's a bad person. Nobody beats a woman who's a good person. I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's that too. That apparently everyone just forgot about.
Yeah,
James,
we just breezed past it.
Yeah. James is saying, I can understand crossing focused teams like Sean Dyche from Everton and Burnley or Pulis Stoke. I don't know.
This is when Anthony Pulis used to coach Stoke City. He was the one that made Stoke City famous for like long throws and you know, very direct aerial soccer.
Yeah, and then but they are completely committed to that tactic. Squads with limited resources. Why does Greg think this applies to the United States? Well, here's the thing with the U.S. Greg wants to play progressive soccer. He wants to progress the ball forward, for example, building out of the back, holding possession. But then his plan is to find spaces out wide and get in crosses, never through the middle. Even though against Colombia, our goal is through the middle. I just think Greg is an idiot with this. He doesn't understand how to get the best out of these players. And when we talk about getting the best out of these players, is what approach is best for this team. And we've been talking about this for quite some time. This U.S. men's national team, despite being more talented than previous ones, they are at their best if they play in transition. Let the opponent have the ball. We're not good in possession. We're not. We're simply not. We don't have enough players to be good in possession. Give the opponent the ball. know how to defend, have a well-organized defense, and play a free-flowing transition game. It has to be free-flowing because we're super slow in transition every game. We're
Well,
super
yeah, you
slow.
can't be fast in Berhalter's transition. You can't be. You have to like build through all the phases, right? Like it says on the PowerPoints.
Mm-hmm. And then Ubiraja Souza is saying, watching you from Denver, Colorado. Ubiraja Souza, based on that name, I'm assuming you're Brazilian. I'm assuming, based on the name. And thanks, man, from Denver. Fallen Barrett is saying, the amoeba attack is our version of the flying V from the Mighty Ducks movies. Greg was inspired. Oh my, he's like copying Disney movies now. Mighty Ducks is Disney movie, I believe, so in the
I think
90s,
so.
right? Yeah, Mighty
I
Ducks.
think
Well,
so.
it's from the Anaheim Ducks. He's just copying the Mighty Ducks movie.
Next, he comes out. He's like, Pulisic is Mickey Mouse. Gio Reyna is Minnie Mouse. And everyone's like, what? He's like, wait, Gio Reyna's Goofy. He just starts giving them all Disney. He's already called them superheroes. So why not just give them Doofy? Who's Daffy Duck?
McKenny.
Yes.
Probably. Ben Deros is saying Mourinho versus MLS media would be peak cinema. Oh my god!
Yes,
Imagine
it would be.
Mourinho against like Tom Bogert.
Mourinho would be like, who is this guy? I don't know his name, but if I say what I think, if I speak, my career is over. This guy is mustache. I don't like his question. Also not good. He just like go off on them.
It's very stupid. Very,
Some
very
respect,
stupid.
please. Some respect.
Dob is saying Xavi might be available. No, thank you. Better than Greg, but no, thank you. No Xavi. Imagine Xavi in the national team with Serginho Dest.
Stop.
He's like, oh my god, I thought I got rid of this guy. I'm talking about Xavi. He's like, I thought I got rid of this guy, the guy that does highlight reels in the dungeons of Catalonia. Cade Pettis is saying USSF fires Greg and hires Greg Berhalter. Greg Gerholt. Imagine they fire Greg after the Copa America, and then
They
they're like,
hire Greg
search for
Berhalter.
coach. 6 months later in January, it's like, and our new U.S. men's national team coach is
He
Greg
got hair
Berhalter.
plugs. This guy has hair plugs. Looks just like Berhalter, but with hair. Turns out it's Jay Berhalter. They switched roles. Greg Berhalter is now the deputy commissioner of MLS, and Jay Berhalter.
And then they'll just go. It's the first time in the past 5 years that the U.S. men's national team has a head coach that was not involved in any domestic violence.
Yes.
It's Greg Gerhalter.
JT will tweet that out.
Yeah, he's proud of it. For an organization that is so pro rights and activism, right? U.S.
and
soccer.
all of that.
You would think. I think Berhalter shouldn't be the coach because he sucks. That's the main reason. But you would think an organization that is so pro rights and activism and all that, they were like, maybe we shouldn't put a guy that has a past of domestic violence in a position of power. Like he's in charge of the national team of the United States of America. Maybe, but again, they kind of pick and choose which battles they want to get into.
Oh yeah, some things are fine if you want a guy bad enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just accept it. Jacob Ramirez is saying, I can't be asked to care anymore. Hope the players do good in Europe. And F. Berhalter, he ruined my love for this team. Jacob, forget Berhalter. Root for the country, the national team, and I mean, I can't blame him also. So it's a bit complicated. What do U.S. men? Ramon Flores saying, what do U.S. men's national team fans think of Johnny? I would say most like Johnny. They rate him. But I would also say there's a good portion of the fan base that disrespects him a little bit. That's how I'll put it. It's tricky.
I don't really think he suits the American casual fans' idea of the game. Like, I think for a lot of Americans, running around and yelling "fuck you" at people makes them like a player more. It's very English. The English love that too. More than like being skillful on the ball, for example. Not all, but a few.
Yeah, essentially, Tyler Adams likes saying F you to everyone. They prefer that. The game's about to start.
I like Tyler Adams too, but I understand that Johnny brings something different to the table.
Aaron Long's big stick saying terrible lineup. Where's Moore and Robinson? Yeah, I would have liked to have
Shaq Moore versus Vini Jr.
According to Brian McBride, he's the best 1v1 defender, so he should have been starting against Vinicius today.
If that's true, yeah.
Jeff Carey, Spicy Jeff, is saying he forfeits. I don't know what he's forfeiting, the game, I guess. Maybe he's forfeiting the game. Turtle's saying, Tack, did you cook at the match yesterday? No, I didn't, man. I am slow. I got 2 assists. But I can do better. And then I pulled my groin. Rob Garcia is saying, would Steve Cherundolo be a good coach option? He's been great at LAFC. I would take him over Berhalter, but I still think we can do better.
I'm going to go because the game's kicking off now, so I'll be in and out.
See you soon, Pete. Let me actually put the game here on screen. The game has started actually.
Watch on Max, yeah.
Max, yeah. It started. Yep, got it on here. All right, everyone, we're going to the game.
See you guys. I'll be in and out.
Pete. Matthew Dominguez is asking Musa, Gio, and Weston. Yes, that's the midfield. Yunus Musa, Weston McKennie, and Gio Reyna. That's the midfield right there. And then let me see what else. Free Palpatine. Palpatine is dead. Emperor Palpatine is dead. Cubo Maker saying, how was the hangout yesterday? Sorry, I missed it. Cubo Maker, it was lots of fun. We played pickup soccer here in Orlando with a lot of the Patreons. We'll be doing giveaways of the Tactical Manager jerseys. And now the game has started. United States and Brazil. We're hitting minute 1 already. Let me finish the super chats and then focus on the, what's the name? Focus on the game here. Many B saying, I cross-tack up like a pretzel yesterday. That is a lie. Or maybe not. I don't remember. I might have gotten crossed once or twice. I did get nutmegged, but it wasn't by you. It wasn't by you. I was gassed, man. These nuts is saying, we need Tactical Manager versus Jack in a boxing match. I would beat Jack in a boxing match. I would beat him. And you can tell him I will challenge him, but there has to be a lot of money involved. There has to be money involved. I mean, I ain't getting punched in the face for $100. It has to be a lot of money. Tim Weah tries to go long. Brazil's playing a very high line here. Anthony Tinaj is saying, I'm not a fan of some random sings of the U.S. national anthem. Rather hear the instrumental version. Sometimes random sings are good. So I can't be overly critical about it. There have been U.S. national. The Star Spangled Banner has been sung very well by multiple singers. The instrumental version is just safer, I would say. Brazil trying to play out of the back. The U.S. is pressing Brazil. And then Anthony Robinson back to Turner and just blasts it forward. And yes, English, Brazil, the U.S. is playing with the rainbow colors today. They're going to play with that for the entire month of June. They always do. Where are you watching the game? The game is on Peacock. I'm watching it on Peacock. Brazil pressing also the U.S. and Brazil recovers the ball. The interesting thing is the United States was pressing Brazil right away to start the game. And everyone, if you haven't already, make sure to smash the like for this video. If you haven't, let's try to hit 1,000 likes. I don't know how many we have. I really don't know. But hopefully we hit 1,000. If we hit 1,000, the U.S. will win 1-0. You know what I want to know from the chat, actually? We're at 416 likes, so let's get it over 500. What I want to know from the chat, because I heard some U.S. men's national team fans saying this. I still want the U.S. to win, but some people were saying, oh, here comes Brazil with Paquetá. Tries the through ball. Robinson recovers. Is there anyone in the chat that wants the United States to lose as long as Berhalter gets fired? That is a good question because a lot of people wanted that on Twitter. Turner tries to play out of the back there. Brazil pressing the U.S., but the U.S. is we're still trying to play out of the back. We're still trying to play out of the back here. The United States. Gio goes deep. Scally. Musa. Good drive forward from Musa. And then João Gomes is able to recover the ball. Oh, but Pepe gets it. The U.S. still has it. Yunus Musa. Wide to Weah. Weah going to get a crossing. Cleared by Beraldo. Cleared by Beraldo here for the United States. Sutton for Brazil. Sorry. Weah. Scally. No, Gio. Gio. Ball goes in. Look at the U.S. looking dangerous here. Crossing the ball. We're going with the Berhalter tactics. Ooh! Ooh! Was that the post or Allison? Yunus Musa just stroked. What a strike. What a rocket from Musa. Oh, and it almost hit Allison's back and almost went in. What a rocket from Yunus Musa. Could you imagine? Early goal right there. Now Brazil will play out of the back. A little bit of a scary moment here for Brazil. Now Marquinhos with the ball. The U.S. is sitting in a mid block. We're playing with a mid block right now. Not pressing Brazil, but also not too deep. Bruno Guimarães tries to go along with, that was Rafinha out wide. Matt Turner. Okay, nice and cool. Musa drop back. Weston McKennie. Robinson, Christian Pulisic. Oh, Pulisic drives middle with a shot. Ooh. Twice. The United States twice. 2 dangerous long shots. Five minutes in, and the U.S. men's national team has been better. So far, so good. It's only 5 minutes, so we'll see how this goes. The U.S. is again playing a mid. It's not the 4-4-2 mid block, but we're playing a mid block. Honestly, somewhat similar to the way we set up against Colombia. Paquetá still has the ball. Rodrigo, Vinicius. Ooh! Now Vinicius hit Matt Turner. Safe hands. Safe hands. That was a bit of a dangerous play. It was actually Rodrigo that hit that shot at Matt Turner. Hey, this was a good start from both sides for the game. The game is pretty good so far. Good goal scoring opportunity. 6 minutes into the game, Yunus Musa hit the post. Matt Turner with his terrible distribution. I don't know, man. It's been like the 200th time. Joey's saying, I'm confused. Why aren't you at the game? Well, because I have to cover it here on YouTube. There's a sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. This is part of the coverage. That is why I'm not going to the game. Ronaldo saying, hey, Tack, how many USA fans you think are in this game? I haven't seen the stadium yet. I've seen a few. There's definitely more Brazilians or Brazil national team fans. I believe it's what, 50,000. Vinicius with the shot out. I don't know if it's 50,000 people that are there. Probably somewhere between 5 to 10,000 are U.S. men's national team fans, something like that. Butt Picker saying, as someone who don't know soccer at all, what's a mid block? I'm trying to learn. I would probably have to show you a picture here so you can better understand it. But look at it this way: when Brazil has the ball and Brazil's building out of the back, look at how compact the U.S. men's national team is positioned. Look how our back line, the defenders, they're not sitting super deep. If we are super deep, close to the goal, sitting back, which some people would call it bunkering, that's a low block. When we're more towards the middle, holding some space in behind, but now with a super high line, that's a mid block. We're also not in a high press. High press, our back line would be pretty much in the middle of the field. So a mid block is somewhere in between that. I can probably show it on camera to illustrate it, and let me know if you understood, butt picker. Butt picker. Mark G213, Tack, as a Brazilian American, how does it feel watching your two teams clash? Do you have a favorite? I've seen them clash in the past before. I personally, I kind of want. I've seen Brazil win a World Cup. I've seen Brazil win enough trophies, and every tournament the U.S. is not playing, I'm actively rooting for Brazil. And in the World Cup, I was rooting for both. I would prefer for the United States to win in this game, and even in the Copa America, and even in 2026. That's how I feel right now. It could change in 2030. I could just go, oh, now I want Brazil to win. But at least for this cycle, I'm feeling the U.S. a bit more. I'd rather the U.S. be more successful. I think it's far more important for the United States and soccer in this country for the United States to be successful in this cycle, whether, like, unlike Brazil, which they'll be fine. Rafinha has the ball. Oh, at least there's some grit from the Americans. Pulisic's like hitting Rafinha. At least we got that going on. It's because Pulisic pulled and then he kind of kicked Rafinha after, but it looked like Pulisic was trying to hit the ball. And we have 533 likes. 533 likes. Let's try to get it to 700. Try to get it to 700. Brazil is able to play. Lucas Paquetá out wide to Rafinha. Rafinha, what was that? And Danilo has the ball now for Brazil, and he opens it out wide to Vinicius. Vinicius or Rodrigo? I'm getting them confused. It was Rodrigo. Now Vinicius has the ball. Vinicius has two players on him, gets across, and Matt Turner saves it. So it was actually Scally, and then Gio was helping Scally double team Vinicius Jr. right there. They're saying Brazil hasn't. Well, I'll tell you one thing. The U.S. played. Okay, it's pretty even now, but the U.S. had the two best opportunities. Well, yeah, the two best opportunities were with the United States. Yunus Musa hit the post, and Christian Pulisic had a nice drive through the middle, and he hit a shot on target where Allison had made a good save, decent save. Tim Weah with the shot right on Allison. Much better performance so far from the United States when compared to the Colombia game. Much better performance from the United States. Danilo, Brazil playing out of the back. And now whoever asked, it was a butt picker, he asked about the mid block. You can kind of visualize it now that Brazil's in possession. You can see a mid block. Look at our back line. Look how it's not sitting. We're not sitting super deep. It's not a low block. We're not inviting Brazil to the final third, even though Brazil will get there. Danilo, Rafinha. And the United States is not giving Brazil a lot of time and space on the ball, which is good. You don't want Rafinha switches it. Scally doesn't get it. Vinicius has it. Vinicius against Scally. Vinicius cuts inside. Nope. And Gio is doing some good defensive work there, essentially helping Scally. 1,900 people watching the video, and thank you everyone that joined our Patreon. Thank you everyone that hit the like button. And if you want to play Underdog Fantasy, the link is in the description. Barney718 is saying Pepe fits the dumb system way better. Come on, man. I'm not trying to get canceled here. Fits the dumb system way better. He does. I mean, if you're going to just whip in crosses, Pepe's much better. And here come Vinicius against Scally. Vinicius cuts inside, tries, and good. What's been good so far in terms of containing Vinicius Jr. is every time he gets the ball with Scally in isolation, you see Gio and Tim Weah approaching to help Scally. So this time he went through Scally, Gio popped into the middle, and then the one that blocked the shot was actually Weah, or like got his foot on the ball to make the tough shot. Oh, they just hit Gio pretty hard. And that'll be a yellow card. Yellow card for Bruno Guimarães, I believe. Was that Bruno Guimarães? No, João Gomes gets a yellow card. He hit Gio Reyna pretty hard. Oh, yeah, that has to be a card. Frank Casser is saying, with Berhalter, is Gio a 6 or a 10? Neither. He's playing as a deep line playmaker in an 8 position. He's playing as an 8, but usually as a deep line playmaker. He sits very deep. That's how Berhalter seems to like Giovanni Reyna playing very deep. Pepe Himovic, your Portuguese is very good. Well, I speak fluent Portuguese. Watching the game on Peacock. The game is on Peacock. Okay, U.S. trying to play out of the back here. Brazil is not pressing too high. I mean, I would press. They're just kind of letting Matt Turner have the ball. How are the guys playing? The U.S. is playing well, playing very well. We're 15 minutes into the game. The U.S. is playing very well. Brazil has been dominating possession, but the U.S. is looking. Oh, Musa, bad giveaway. Vinicius shoots. Matt Turner, good save. That was a bad giveaway from Yunus Musa, dangerous one. Matthew Cobbin is saying, "Vamos Guatemala." Is Guatemala playing today? Joe Scally, Chris Richards in possession to Tim Ream. So we're going to build out of the back. And then Brazil's moving higher and higher up the field to press the United States. We try to go long. A-Rob trying to find Christian Pulisic. Danilo is able to clear it. But Robinson wins it again, and Brazil wins it? No. Ricardo Pepi. Good job from Pepi. Musa tries to switch it to Weah. Did Weah win it? Yeah, Weah has it. One-on-one. Go Weah. Go Weah. No. Beraldo's able to take it from Weah. Beraldo's a good young center back from Brazil. Played for São Paulo, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no. Richards just got torched by Vinicius. This is not good. Vinicius, Matt Turner. Matt Turner is able to stop Vinicius Jr. on a 1v1. You can't. That's a classic Vinicius Jr. move. The ball goes towards him. He opens his legs, lets them through. Okay, that didn't sound good. He opens his legs and lets the ball go through and just beats you with his pace. You can't fall for that. We actually that always reminds me of that Real Madrid versus Manchester City. I think it was like 2 years ago, where Vinicius did that to Fernandinho. He always does that, and then Richards fell for it. He always does that. Rafinha. Oh, he found it, and that's goal from Brazil. Rodrigo. Yes, 1-0 Brazil. Okay, 1-0 Brazil, Rodrigo. I think Rafinha found it looked like a bit of a moment of lapse on defense. That just looked like poor defending from Brazil. Let's see. Matt Turner can't play with his feet. And then Rafinha wins it. And then Richards, man. It was Richards twice. Yeah, the thing with Matt Turner is he's abysmal on the ball. And we already knew that. He can't play. You can't play out of the back with Turner. You just have to tell him to boot it forward. Oh boy. We already knew that from Matt Turner, but it's not the first giveaway that Matt Turner has this game. It's not the first one. It's just poor distribution. Hans is saying Musa ceiling, Adams and McKennie. In terms of ceiling, yes, but Tyler Adams and McKennie are better than Yunus Musa right now, in my opinion. Well, Tyler needs to be healthy. That's the first thing. Why are we trying to play out of the back with Matt Turner? This stupid, idiotic coach. Why do we keep trying to play out of the back, man? Moron. Imbecile. Beraldo clears it. Weah. Here comes the U.S. Weah with a shot. Saved again by Allison. Weah has been hitting some good strike. Ball goes back. Joe Scally. Scally still has the ball. Back to Chris Richards. Richards to Tim Ream. Musa wide to Anthony Robinson. Okay, McKinney. Weston goes out wide to Joe Scally again. Cleared by Danilo. And cleared again. Now Vinicius in transit. Oh, shit. Rodrigo just torched Musa. Rodrigo to Vinicius. This could be dangerous again. Brazil, Vinicius opens it to Rafinha. Rafinha cuts inside, shoots. Okay, over the crossbar. I'm going to say one thing here. We're at minute 20. It's only 1-0 Brazil, but I think things are starting to get ugly. I think this is going to get ugly. I don't know, man. We're starting to give Brazil way too much space. We're trying to play out of the back. It can get ugly. Okay, we're finally going to go long. Pete, it's starting to get ugly. We had a good 5 minutes.
We had a few good pot shots from distance, and we looked all right. I was getting hopeful there, and then just the stupid making Turner play out of the back with his feet when he clearly cannot do it.
No, just here's the other thing too. I'm fine with long shots, and that was one beautiful strike from Musa. But it's going to be very hard to score from long range on Allison.
Yeah.
Did you see how easy the other saves were? Just holds on to it.
Yeah,
dude, I'll just say one thing. We're starting to give Brazil too much space, like that last counterattack, and that's where it can start to get ugly.
Well, we push forward, right, with the ball, trying to play Berhalter ball. Okay, and the problem with that is when you don't create, which we're going to struggle to against Brazil, especially with his style, and then you get hit in transition, and you know it's Rodrigo and Vini Jr. and Rafinha in transition. Like what, and then we hurt ourselves even further by trying to play out of the back under pressure.
Oh shit, 2-0. Nope. Rodrigo versus Turner. Oh, Turner recovered, but again, why is this stupid, idiotic coach playing a mid-block in a high line against Brazil? Why didn't we start the game ultra defensive already and play in transition?
Yeah, I don't understand. Oh, but he overcooked that. Was that Vini? No, Rodrigo overcooked
Rodrigo.
That one. He should have just finished that. He tried to do too much with that. But Musa and Richards both had bad good giveaways. Like, why? Why are we we're really setting it up to like kill ourselves here?
Why not a more defensive approach and playing transition?
I don't, because it's Greg, man. It's like we're so Ream and Richards are so high up the field when we have possession that when we lose it, everybody's defending on the turn.
Dude, what is wrong with Berhalter? Is he this
we don't
stupid?
even give ourselves a chance. Like, I understand it's Brazil, but we don't even give yourself a chance with the tactics. And
dude, it should have been an ultra conservative approach. Play very defensive, try to hit them in transition, but he's just like trying to outplay Brazil. Pulisic, good move. Penalty kick. Oh, free kick. Good. Pulisic has had some good moments so far.
that should be a penalty. That's in the box, isn't it?
I thought it was a penalty.
That should be a penalty. It's in the box.
Well, he gave it.
If it's a free kick, Gio should take it.
Yeah, that was a penalty. Wasn't it?
I have to see it again.
There's no VAR, right? No, yeah, actually, it was right at the edge of the box. Yes, it was like a foot. Like, there's a closer look. It's a foot. It's right outside of the box.
Ooh, it's tight.
No, but you'll see a different angle. It's right like a foot in, like outside of the box, actually.
Yeah,
Stanley,
barely.
Yeah, barely. Stanley's
All
saying
right.
no.
You're ahead of me, so I'm going to go before the free kick.
Okay, go ahead. Stanley's saying, notice how we started playing out of the back, they score. Trenko saying Brazil's pure filth. Well, the Brazilian players up top are ultra technical. They're world-class players. Rodrigo and Vinicius just won a Champions League. We should be playing a very defensive approach in transition, but we're not. Hopefully, we can see here if Pulisic or Reina, who's going to take it, should be Gio Reyna. Liam is saying Brazil to win was only a negative 200 shout out to Bet Online. Yeah, looks like good odds to make some money. So who will take the free kick? Pulisic? So it'll be Pulisic. So Pulisic will take the free kick. I'd rather have Gio take it, but we'll see. Let's see if Pulisic can do it. Goal! He scored. Thank goodness. Pulisic, finally. Got to tweet this. So Pulisic's able to hit. That was a low shot. Let me see what that went through. The good thing here is that Pulisic scored a free kick. The bad, oh, that was a nice set play. That was definitely a set play. Easily a set play. You can see how the players open up right on time for Pulisic's shot. I thought Allison kind of messed up on that one, in my opinion. I thought personally that Allison kind of fucked up, in my opinion. So 1-1. To be fair, if we keep going the way we're playing, it could get bad. But we're in this game. The United States is still in this game. 1-1. The first 5 minutes, the U.S. played very well. Ever since, Vinicius Jr. at the ball. Free kick for Brazil. 26 minutes into the game. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know in the chat what you think. I thought that Allison messed up. That was on his side of the goal because he had the wall covering the left side and Allison had the right side. You can't allow that to go in. Even with, I think, Musa set a screen. Even with that, Vinicius cuts inside. Now we're sitting a bit deeper. Ball goes long. Rafinha won't get there, and that'll be a goal kick for the United States. The one thing I've noticed from the start of this game is Christian Pulisic is actually fired up today. Anyone else notice that? Christian Pulisic? Jeff Carey saying, just the way Little G drew it up. Greg Berhalter. No, we have a set piece coach. Barney's saying Pulisic's a world-class player when in form. Yeah, but to be a world-class player, Pulisic has to perform at this level consistently, and we don't see that from Christian Pulisic consistently. But he's looked fired up. He's looked really good so far, Christian Pulisic, taking on defenders, aggressive, calling the responsibility to himself. This is the Christian Pulisic we need. Tim Ream, the U.S. trying to play out of the back. We find Robinson high up the field, sends it to McKennie. McKennie versus Marquinhos now. McKennie and Brazil recovers the ball. Rafinha. Oh, bad pass from Rafinha. Oh, Weah. Oh, found Pepe, but Pepe wasn't able to get a good touch on it. Brazil is struggling sometimes with the United States' press. Lucas is saying, after getting pumped 5-1 by Juan Valdez, who's Juan Valdez? I wouldn't mind holding discount Argentina to a. You know what discount Argentina is? Discount Argentina is Uruguay. Even though Uruguay was once a part of Brazil, so maybe Uruguay would be Brazil. Oh, that Gio at the steal. and dispossessed by Beraldo. But good steal, good steal. I have liked Gio Reyna's defensive work so far. Rodrigo, Lucas Paquetá, to João Gomes, Paquetá, João Gomes with the ball, Wendell back to Vinicius. Yeah, so I would say Brazil, Uruguay would be Brazil Junior because they used to be part, but they also speak Spanish there. Just call Uruguay discount Argentina. Uruguay is discount Argentina. And anyone saying Pulisic's not world class, I agree with you. I don't think Pulisic's a world class player. What they were saying was when in form, he can play in a world class level, which is true. It's just that it's rare. Bruno Guimarães. Brazil still has the ball. Bruno. Back to Rafinha. Now the United States is sitting super deep. Everyone, including Ricardo Pepi. Lucas Paquetá. Vinicius. Oh, good one. Good right there from Weah. And Paquetá is able to recover for Brazil. Vinicius. 2 players on Vinicius. Try to take on Scally, and that'll be a corner kick for Brazil. Corner kick for Brazil. The USA is playing a low block. Well, we're not really playing a low block. We're just sitting deep once Brazil crosses the midfield. We're mostly playing a mid block. We're not sitting that deep. When Brazil crosses the midfield, yes, we start to sit very deep. Anthony Robinson just runs with the ball forward on his own. I don't know what he's planning on doing there. What was Robinson thinking there? What the heck was he thinking there? He's never done that in his life, where he just gets the ball and just blows by everyone on his own and scores a goal or gets a cross. And he doesn't do that ever. And then all of a sudden against Brazil, he decides, I got this, man. I'm just going to go blowing by every single Brazilian player. He just literally ran out of bounds with the ball. From box to box, just ran out of bounds with it. And even if he made it there, no one from the United States had made it there yet, into the box even. Who the heck was he even going to cross to? Water break. Seymour is saying, can you do a play-by-play in Portuguese? Sure, I can do it in Portuguese. Get the video to 1,000 likes and I'll do a play-by-play in Portuguese. If we hit 1,000 likes, I'll do it. Until then, no. Pete, water break.
1-1. Nice free kick by Christian. We just have to be careful now. Have you noticed Turner going long with the goal kicks now?
Yep.
Yeah, he's going long with the goal kicks. We're still giving it away very cheaply in dangerous areas. We have to be careful about that because we're trying to build it out of the back still under pressure, and that can lead to some really silly turnovers. So we got to be careful. But hey, 1-1 at 32 minutes, I'll take it. You know, I don't know. Is it just me or is Brazil being very sloppy with the ball?
They're being sloppy on the build out. In the final third, like Vinicius, Rodrigo, Rafinha, they seem to be doing well, but in the build, we've got some steals there while pressing
Gio
them.
stole the ball. Weah almost scored.
Weah too, yeah. They've been sloppy. The defenders have been.
Yeah, very sloppy. Just don't have Turner build out anymore, man. Just go along with it every time and then try to win the second ball.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Anthony Robinson, I don't know what he was trying to do in that last play. He just like ran on it. Like, what are you trying to do there?
Classic A-Rob, man. You're not going to beat them and put a cross in.
No, and even if he put a cross, no one was following him. There was no American in the box. I just didn't. It was almost like he was thinking, let's hit them in transitions. Like, they're already back.
Yeah. It's, A-Rob is not the most technical.
They're like, he unleashed the inner African dog from Berhalter. Pete, this one's for you.
Well, thank you, Jeff. I'm glad you're having a good time. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, the two things Jeff loves, water and Pete.
All right, let's see how this goes. If we keep this 1-1 till halftime, I'll take it.
He can't live with either one, water or Pete.
Oof. All right, I'll see you guys.
See you soon, Pete. Rafinha with the shot, and it's out. Yeah, you guys tell me when we hit 1,000 likes, and then I can do a play-by-play in Portuguese if y'all want me to. If y'all want me to do it, I can do it. 878. So we're close to 1,000 likes. We're close. So we'll get there. Cannon Pods, thank you for the super chat, but you didn't write anything. So I don't know if you wanted to say something. So maybe write something. 124 more likes. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then I'll do my Portuguese commentary. That was Pepe trying to settle it for McKinney, but the U.S. will get the ball back with Anthony Robinson. Pulisic gets fouled by Danilo. Pulisic is having a fantastic first half. Fantastic. Yeah, Cannon Pod, just put a regular chat and I'll read it. I'm trying to find it. I don't know what you wanted to say, or you didn't want to say anything. If you didn't want to say anything, thank you for the super chat. But so far, so good. The U.S. has played well. Tim Ream, Robinson, Yunus Musa. Oh, again, Vinicius. Ooh. Weah with the ball. Weah has been playing well today also. Gio Reyna. Reyna tries to find, and he finds Pulisic out wide down the left. One-on-one with Danilo. Pulisic, good cross? Nope, not a good cross. Not a good cross. My bad. 47 more likes needed. Boa noite. We're at 995 likes. So once we hit 1,000, I'll do some Portuguese commentary. Brazilian Portuguese, not Portuguese from Portugal, because that's not the good Portuguese. That's the stinky one. The good Portuguese is from Brazil. Okay, we hit 1,000 likes. I'll do it then. I will do it. I'll start doing it now. Ok. Danilo com a posse de bola, tocou a bola para Bruno Guimarães. Bruno Guimarães para Lucas Paquetá. Abre a jogada com Danilo. Danilo devolve a bola para o Paquetá. Paquetá acha no meio João Gomes. João Gomes vai procurar a bola. Acha e passe ruim. Joe Scally consegue recuperar a posse de bola para os Estados Unidos. Joe Scally vai embora sozinho. Tá indo embora sozinho o Joe Scally. Abre a jogada com Tim Weah. Tim Weah na direita. Para frente, acha o Joe Scally. Vai vir o cruzamento para os Estados Unidos. Bloqueado pelo Beraldo. Weah com cruzamento, tira Marquinhos, tira a zaga e vai ser lateral para a seleção norte-americana. Okay. You guys enjoy that? That's a little bit of Portuguese. Now back to English. Back to English. It's kind of weird because you can speak faster when it's Portuguese. It's just a little bit different, but good Portuguese from Mozambique. Now back to American. And that'll be a free kick for Brazil. Caio Martino is saying, Brazil doesn't look like themselves. I'm so tired of this BS. Just admit we're actually playing fearless. Brazil looks normal. Brazil looks like regular Brazil. Brazil is a little bit sloppy building out of the back more than usual, but this is more or less what Brazil normally looks like. I just think the U.S. is playing a good game. Most of the players are playing well on the ball. Christian Pulisic has been fantastic, and we're defending well. I think this is. I watch pretty much every single Brazil game, and this is more or less what Brazil looks like. The problem is Brazil still has Endrick to come off the bench, and he scores every game he comes on. Cleared, and then Wendell will hold the ball. Wendell, Vinicius, inside to Rodrigo. Rodrigo will shoot from distance, and that'll be a goal kick for the United States. How's the U.S. doing? The U.S. is doing fine. The U.S. is doing fine, playing a good game. Holy cow, 325. So far, what I've seen, we've been decent. Brazil still beat Berhalter ball by pressing us. How do we beat the press? Tiki-taka, which can... Well, look, to beat a press while playing out of the back, you need the players to do that. You need a technical goalkeeper, technical center backs, technical fullbacks, and then the midfielders have to drop deep. Remember, to beat a press, you need technical players, and you need to outnumber the players pressing so you can progress the ball forward. So you have to, overload areas and just have the players that can pick a pass. It's not just tactical. It's also depending on the players you have. I don't think we have the players to beat a good press. So it doesn't matter what tactical approach Berhalter has. We don't have the players to beat a press. So what you do is you go long. You put a target man up top and you go long. That's what I think. So when we try to build out a back against a Brazilian press, I think it's moronic. And to be fair, we've been going long a bit more. We've been a bit more direct after we, messed up a few times early in the game. Now the U.S. is sitting a bit deeper because Brazil crossed the midfield. Like I said, when Brazil is building out of the back, the U.S. sits in a mid block. When Brazil crosses the midfield, the United States sits in a low block. We drop deep. Joe Scally gets a throw in for the United States. Woods is saying Brazil coach looks like a bald eagle. Looks like chicken little, like a bald eagle or like a chicken. Yeah, you know what? Now that I'm looking at Dorival Jr., yeah, I can't unsee it. He's a bald eagle. Turtle saying, when do we bring in Johnny to start playing mind games with Paquetá in Portuguese? I don't know if Johnny's gonna play today because Tyler Adams is available. Tyler just can't play more than 45 minutes, but I would assume Greg would give Tyler a few minutes today so that he doesn't come into Copa America with no minutes in any friendlies. So I think Johnny might not play. It'll be weird if Tyler doesn't get any minutes in both friendlies. I know he's not 100% fit, but you know what I'm saying. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Berhalter does. Hugo Lopez saying, aside from Neymar, who is Brazil missing? I wouldn't say they're missing anyone that's overly impactful. Like you could argue like Richarlison, Gabriel Jesus. Um, but I mean, I don't think they would start with this team. I don't think Richarlison, Gabriel Jesus would start. So truly, they're not missing anyone. Brazil, Ederson, the goalkeeper, but you have Allison, so it doesn't matter too much. So Brazil's only truly missing Neymar. I could argue that Endrick should be starting. I think Endrick should be starting for Brazil, but that he is available, and Endrick will probably come in the second half. Matthew Dominguez is saying, never want to hear Scally slander again, and Weah is a right winger. Yeah, Joe Scally, for the second consecutive game so far, he's holding his own against some world-class and elite players, Luis Diaz and now Vinicius. So props to Joe Scally. And then Barney saying, honestly, would bench Weston for Johnny, direct replay. That would be a more defensive approach. I could see maybe Berhalter taking out Musa and McKennie at some point in the second half and then putting in Johnny and Tyler Adams. Maybe. I don't know. Weah with the ball. Okay, Yunus Musa to Anthony Robinson. Christian Pulisic. Pulisic cuts inside, and the ball goes back to Tim Ream. Gio Reyna. Go to Pulisic, and Allison will get the ball. I'm not a big fan of Gio at the deep lying playmaker role. Bruno Guimarães opens it to Danilo. Okay, this is not good. Here comes Brazil. And they find Vinicius. That'll be a corner for Brazil? No, corner for Brazil, or is that a goal kick? I'm not sure what the ref. I think he gave a goal kick because Matt Turner has the ball. Yep, goal kick for the United States. Goal kick for the United States. Sorry, wait, Pulisic's down. Christian Pulisic's down. Okay, he's up. He's back up. Yeah, the last thing we need right now is Christian Pulisic getting injured. Missing Fred. Brazil's not missing Fred right now. Matt Turner, and we started going long after we tried to build out of the back and it didn't work. We started going long. McKennie, that would be a free kick for Brazil. Beraldo. That's João Gomes with the ball now for Brazil. Wendel. Wendel with the ball down the middle to Bruno Guimarães. Guimarães out wide to Danilo. Back to Bruno Guimarães. Oh, couldn't read the game. And that'll go back to Matt Turner. Goal kick for the United States. Once again, Brazil's missing. Dude, Hulk is actually killing it in Brazil right now. Hulk's really good. Been really good. But there's no space for Hulk in the Brazilian national team right now. There is no space. And once again, thank you, Underdog Fantasy, for sponsoring this stream. If you want to play Underdog Fantasy, I will be posting my picks on Twitter and Instagram. You guys can go follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, that's it. That's it. And if you want to play, the link is in the description of this video with our promo code TMTV if you want to play Underdog Fantasy. By the way, if you guys could kindly follow us on Instagram, I'm trying to grow that platform and I freaking hate it, man. It's so hard to grow Instagram. We're almost quitting on that shit right now. So if you can, go follow us on Instagram or don't. I really hate Meta. I hate it so much. I have fun on Twitter. I have fun on YouTube, but I just don't understand Instagram. What is even the purpose of that platform? Besides those annoying reels, there's some really annoying reels. I hate shorts. I don't like shorts, even though I know a lot of people love shorts these days. Rafinha with the ball down the right. He'll go against Anthony Robinson. Rafinha all the way back. Bruno Guimarães with the ball to Vinicius. Vinicius still has it. No options. Bruno Guimarães. Rodrigo now with the ball. Rodrigo. And that's just like overly crowded in one spot. The U.S. is like super deep right now. Super, super deep. Vinicius. So Brazil's able to hold the ball in tight spaces, but they're not able to do anything with it. The United States completely overcrowded the D. We're playing full haram ball right now, which it's probably how it should be. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Rafinha down the right. The U.S. does not give Brazil space. Cross goes in through Rafinha, and that'll be a goal kick for the United States. And Riley is saying the U.S. men's national team needs to start pushing kids in development to change, to learn center back. We need true stopper back three and more depth. Yeah, we're not developing, we're not developing good center backs right now. I think the player pool in the center back position is very thin. It's really not looking good. That is true. Actually, center backs and goalkeepers. Center backs and goalkeepers. First half's about to end. 47 minutes and 30 seconds. Brazil won. United States won. I would say Brazil was slightly better, more possession, a bit more dangerous at times, but the United States held their own and played very well in the first half. The U.S. could have gotten 2 goals. It could have happened. But most of the chances were created, through long shots, essentially. That's how the United States was able to get. And that'll do. That'll do for the first half. I'm going to say it here. For what I would expect the U.S. to play against Brazil, I would give this first half a 9 out of 10. I would give it a 9 out of 10. This was a good first half from the U.S. men's national team. It's been a good performance. It's been a bit iffy early on with the tactics when Berhalter probably had this team trying to play out of the back. But we adapted. We shifted. We stopped playing out of the back, and the team improved quite a bit. And I just saw the replay of Pulisic's goal. Allison definitely fucked up. Allison definitely did. Pete, I would say it was a good first half from the United States.
Yeah, I mean, the last 20 minutes was better, too. Like, we looked really confused the first 15 minutes defensively and building out of the back, and we were very sloppy. And then after Pulisic's goal, it felt like we shored that up a little bit. Turner's now going along with his feet. I don't know if that's a Berhalter instruction or he just decided to do that. It's encouraging. It's an encouraging half, for sure. Much better than that Colombia game so far. Much better.
Yeah, and another thing to say, It goes back. Yes, Brazil has been more ball dominant. Brazil has been a bit more dangerous than the U.S. as we would expect. But I think that we started off the first 5 minutes. We started red hot with long shots, which is mostly how we got our opportunities, long shots.
It's all long
But the
shots. Yeah.
team adapted. We started to become a bit more direct and we stopped trying to play out of the back. And if you notice, when Brazil has the ball in the build out, we play a mid block so that we don't invite them too much. But when Brazil crosses the midfield, we immediately shift to a low block, which is what I would like to see.
Yeah. And
So
I'm
far, so good.
fine with that. The mid block to shift, if so long as you shift back. The problem is if you give it away in the build out, that's a problem. And the problem is if you don't shift back quickly enough from that mid block to a low block, then they can really hurt you. So we have to be careful about that. Now, here's the question. Do you think Berhalter switched it up during the game, or do you think the players just switched it up?
No idea.
Yeah.
No idea. I don't want to credit him without him deserving it. And I don't want to discredit him because maybe it was him. Probably
Yeah.
not even him, BJ Callahan.
BJ's like, hey, Greg.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about Brazil today? How they're playing?
This is more or less how Brazil plays. I would say that my only thing with Brazil is they're a bit sloppy in possession, playing out of the back. That's one thing that Brazil is usually a bit better. But again, Brazil could have just ended with a 1-0 lead. I thought Allison messed up in that goal. I thought Allison should have saved that. Even though it was a good strike from Pulisic and a good screen, it's still in your corner, right? You should save that. But this is more or less what Brazil looks like. And if you play that low block, Brazil does struggle to score goals. The problem is when you give them a lot of space in behind. My only concern here is, remember, Brazil has a player called Endrick off the bench that will come in. Hungry. He comes in hungry every game, scores every game. How we behave in the second half is what matters because remember against Germany, we collapsed in the second half. Colombia, we didn't do well in the first half, but we collapsed in the second half. That's where the problem lies.
It was the same in Germany, right? 1-1 at halftime, and then we lost 3-1 in that friendly. But I'm just going to say, I don't know if Brazil cares that much about this game. Watching them play, they look very sluggish.
I think they will in the second half. That's my thing. Because they probably thought they could just run over the U.S. And they're seeing that if you don't take the U.S. seriously, and Pulisic has been fired up, and that's crucial for every player has been playing well. Gio Reyna, I don't know if anyone's talking about that. He's been helping Scally contain Vinicius in multiple moments in this game.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of defending work. I want to criticize him real quick, but read your super chats first.
Yeah, so Riley's saying USMNT needs to start pushing kids in development. Oh, I already read that one, so let me go to the next one. I already read that. Lucas is saying, this could still technically end USA 7, Brazil 1. Wouldn't that just be a final straw for Brazil? No, I think if the U.S. ever beats Brazil 7-1, all the players would be banned from the national team, and the coach would be fired at halftime. He would be fired. Actually,
he wouldn't come back over really fast.
Jeff is saying, Tack, how's your groin feeling? Jeff, as a matter of fact, it just got better out of nowhere, so we're good. Don't worry about it. It just got better out of nowhere. I took the senzu beans, if you know what I'm saying. Ken the King is saying, what big club can use Scally, or is he too limited offensively? It could waste his career at mid-club. He should stay at mid-table clubs defending. That's what he is. And what's the problem with that? There's no issue.
He's been really good, both against Colombia. I thought he was very good. And then today, he's been pretty good against Vini. I mean, sure, his buddy Gio's been helping him, but he's been solid. He's been solid. He hasn't gotten beat. He hasn't gotten, turned out or anything. I mean, he's no Shaq Moore. Don't get me wrong. Shaq Moore would be better.
And then we have now another super chat here. Musa and Way have been good. McKennie has been bad. McKennie hasn't been great, but yes, Musa has been good. Musa's been a bit sloppy on the build-out. He had like 2 or 3 bad giveaways.
I don't think Musa's been good, dude.
You don't think so?
I think he's been very sloppy. He's been involved, but heavy with the giveaways. McKennie's been more anonymous, to be honest, than Musa.
Well, he's also not defending well, and he's also not being able to hold the ball at all.
No. But again,
And
I still don't. Real quick on Gio, I just want to say, I think Gio can be a little more risky with his passes. He's playing it very safe with some of his passing, and I know Gio can do more. I want him to be a little riskier, to try to take on some players, to try to look for those through balls in behind, try to find the ball in front of Weah. You know what I mean? want him to push the game a little more, Gio, because I know he can. And to me, he's being a little risk averse right now.
Yeah, because he's also playing as a deep line playmaker once again.
Yeah.
And Brett Oppenheim, hey Brett, how you doing? He's saying it's 3 a.m. here in Mykonos. I believe that's Greece, right?
Yes.
Mykonos is Greece.
Yeah.
Gonna have to call it a night, but great response so far. Proud of the guys. Gotta keep this going for night. Dude, just get coffee, Brett, Red Bull.
Yeah. 45 more minutes, Brett.
Yeah, just
You
get
can sleep in. No, you're not working.
Or save yourself now. But during Copa America, these are the times of the game. You're gonna have to get get Red Bull or something stronger. Okay, don't get something stronger. but yeah, Brett, have a good night, man. Say more. I'm not going to read your full name. Pete, please discuss the first half in your Craig Burnley accent. Scottish,
I don't
right?
think I have it in me today, guys.
No.
If we win, I'll tell you what. If we beat Brazil, I'll do a Craig Burley accent in the post game. How's that?
Mm-hmm. And then, long time no Pete or tactical manager. How you been doing? Interesting first half. Hey Dave, yes, very encouraging first half. There are still some concerns of how we behave in the second half, especially when we make some substitutions, and Brazil does too, because that's when we have collapsed in previous games. And
Yeah,
that happened against Germany, that happened against Colombia. And there's also one concern that Pete pointed out too. Brazil seemed very disinterested in the game. And
so it's not just me.
maybe they, thought they were going to win it easily, and it's not going that way. So maybe they'll turn it up in the second half. We'll see. We're also, Pete, there's one thing. We're doing a lot of defending off the ball, and it's hot here in Orlando. You can gas out. As that old wise man in Brazil used to say, I forgot who it was. He would always say, put the ball on the floor and pass. What was it again? It's the ball is made of leather. Leather comes from the cow. The cow eats grass. Put the ball in the fucking grass.
That sounds like a Brazilian. What's the word? Like a
grandpa.
Like a way of speaking, or like not a euphemism, but like a Brazilian proverb or something. That's what it sounds like.
But going on here, they say butt picker. Interesting name. Think we can continue playing well, or will we fall apart? I'll put it this way. After the Colombia game, I don't think we'll fall apart, but don't be surprised if Brazil turns it up a bit more in the second half and we have no response. That's my point. I don't think we'll fall apart and collapse like Colombia, right, Pete? I don't think that will happen.
We better not. That would be infuriating.
Greg Berhalter saying, I'm subbing in Shaq Moore and Tim Tillman. Please don't. Well, or do. You'll lose your job. Do it. Just do it. Aaron Long is saying bad half, too many giveaways, Acosta and Moore subbed in. Why are these Berhalter accounts here in the chat? What are they doing? Chad is also giving a super chat. Thank you very much, Chad. Pete, I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee here. While I'm getting the coffee, my main question to you, because I'll be hearing what you're saying, would you make any changes right away in the second half? Yes or no? If yes, what?
I personally would probably bring on Johnny for Musa. Or maybe Johnny for McKennie. That's what I would do. I would bring on Johnny for McKennie. I would have Musa and Johnny in a double pivot, and then I would just put Gio higher up the field, closer to Pepe, closer to Pulisic, have him be more involved in the game. Gio is doing a lot of defending. He's doing a lot of playmaking from deep, and he's very risk averse with his passing range right now. He had some very nice long diagonals for sure, specifically to Pulisic. But other than that, I want him higher up the field, and I want him taking risks. So I would take off McKennie, who's not doing much, and I would have Johnny and Musa on the double pivot. Pulisic, I mean, I might rest him. I don't know how tired he is. We also have 9 days before Copa America. I don't think it's necessary to rest him personally. Like, our first game is not until the 23rd, right? That's 9 days. No, that's 11 days from now. So I probably wouldn't pull off Pulisic. I would just replace Weston. That's it.
Yeah, I would also do that. Maybe replace Weston with Johnny and free up Musa a bit higher up the field. That would be a bit
Or
better.
I would have Musa stay there with Johnny and free Gio.
Yeah, but Berhalter won't do that. The thing with Berhalter is, after like 4 years, he finally gave up on having a true regista. But then he started playing Gio Central, and he's like, I can't have a regista, but I can have a deep lying playmaker, which is close enough to a regista. He's like, that's what I'm gonna use now. That's what Berhalter is doing with Gio.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was his wet dream, right, to have a regista. It was Will Trapp, Jackson Yule, even Tyler Adams. He tried to have Tyler play as a regista, distributing the game. Didn't work. But he's like, maybe Gio can be a deep line playmaker, and that's what he's doing. JU is saying, when Ream leaves, who should replace him? I don't know, man. The center back, there's issues in the center back position for the United States. There's a lot of issues. So
I would say between Trusty and CCV, those are the two options right now.
I wanted to see more Trusty because Carter Vickers is playing against shit competition in Scotland. And then when he came on against Colombia, he was actually one of our worst players when he came on.
He was terrible.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to see Trusty, but he wasn't even called in.
Or for the Olympic camp, we got to see Walker Zimmerman instead.
Jose Reyes is saying, do you think we'll sub Pulisic at halftime? He was limping. I don't think so. Well, if we do, is for other reasons. The limp right there might have just been him trying to, sell a play, try to get a card. He's fine. He was running perfectly fine after that. Barney7181, yo, Wes comes back to the States and instantly looks chunky as F and slow like he did at Leeds. Keep this man away from ranch dressing and McDonald's. To be fair, he started to look slower in the last 2 months for Juventus already. Didn't he?
Yeah, he did look a bit slower. He hasn't been good today, I don't think. He's been very anonymous today.
Yeah, I don't think it's American food the issue, because you can go to Italy and you'll just eat carbs all day too if you go to Italy. Italy has great food. If anything, if you want Wes to lose weight, send him back to England. He'll lose weight quickly.
Unless he has a bunch of fish and chips with ranch on it.
Yeah, that's the problem. Because there's two ways to go. You either eat a lot of fish and chips or you starve.
But also, dude, Italians are not fat. So it's not the Italian food.
They skip breakfast. That's why.
No, it's because their food isn't full of all the garbage that's in American food.
Well, they also skip breakfast. They just drink a little espresso and they're good.
I think it's because their food is not as poor quality as ours.
It could be also. It could be. And then we have Tomasito saying, every time the camera shows Greg Berhalter on the sideline, I think about Tack calling him a beta boy. He is a beta boy. Look at that guy.
He's such a beta boy.
Also, beta boy kicked his wife or girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, alphas don't do that.
Yes, that is a beta boy move right there. Anyway, great first half from Musa. Was unlucky with the crossbar. Miss otherwise the goal out. Yeah, that would have been a banger from Yunus Musa against Brazil.
Oh, man. What a first goal that would have been, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So unlucky.
And Kevin Paul saying, so you guys think no Adams before the Copa America? I'm going to say one thing. I am expecting Adams to get at least 15, 20 minutes today, because you would want him to get some minutes before the Copa America.
I think he's going to play half an hour. I think he'll come on at the 60th.
I'm fine with that. He should get minutes before the Copa. So that's probably what I'm thinking. And is Turner now on the hot seat? He is not, because we don't have many options. That's the problem.
He's never really been on the hot seat, although he should be.
Yeah. Church of Petrol saying, none of that glyphosate. What?
Glyphosate. It's a chemical found in Roundup that's causing cancer in Americans.
Oh, we have that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that might be why. Yeah, let's just say we have a lot of food in the U.S., but it's not the best quality food. I started buying eggs from a farm instead of actually grocery stores, and the yolk is just a different color. It's like orange.
Yeah, because it hasn't been hormones shoved into it through the chicken.
Yep. The thing is, if you try to eat super healthy, well, you can eat healthy in the U.S. You can still buy you can still make grilled chicken, salad, and even pasta is not unhealthy, rice, beans. But if you try to buy everything ultra organic and all that, it's super expensive in the U.S. Going to a Whole Foods
and difficult to find. You'd have to shop at Whole Foods, and even some of the Whole Foods stuff, it's kind of a scam. They say it's organic, but legally, if you look up what they can say is organic, it's only 19 chemicals in this. It's organic.
We haven't surpassed the 50 chemical limit to be labeled as an organic food.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a bit complicated, but it is what they're saying. Brazilians eat rice and beans every day, and most of them are okay shape. Well, it depends on where you go to Brazil. First, we don't eat rice and beans every day in Brazil, and there's also poor diet in Brazil where people eat like pão de queijo, coxinha. Depends on where you go in Brazil. If you go to Rio de Janeiro, most people are in good shape because it's a beach city, so everyone's on the beach playing soccer, volleyball. That's mainly why. It's more because of the culture. People do eat crap food there, so it's that. But no, for sure, people in Brazil are in better shape than in the United States from my experience. But I went to Mexico, and honestly, people were very much out of shape there for the most part, to my surprise. I
Yeah,
went
I
to
mean,
Mexico
they're
two
not
times.
exactly the healthiest of food either, right? It's very oily, greasy stuff, a lot of fats.
They drink a lot of soda also.
Yeah.
So
Second half
there's
is about to start.
yep, it started here. One substitution for Brazil. Let me just see who. Oh my goodness, we left a lot of space already. Rafinha, one on one. Bad pass. Vinicius. Ball wide. Vinicius on one. Tries his little trivela pass, as always. Who was subbed in for Brazil? I missed it here. Did you see who was subbed in? Oh, Pete left. I was talking to myself and no one told me. Pete just dipped out of nowhere. So who was subbed in? There was a substitution for Brazil and I missed it. I like how I was just talking to myself while I was trying to find out the substitution that happened, and then Pete just like left. Mike P saying, thank you both. We appreciate you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you guys. Otherwise, I would just be we would just be two idiots talking here on YouTube. Two full grown idiots. Matthew Dominguez is saying, I love me some cheese bread and picanha churrasco. Oh, cheesy bread. Pão de queijo is delicious. Pão de queijo is so good. Douglas Luiz is on. Douglas Luiz from Aston Villa. Well, he's going to Juventus, apparently, and McKennie's going to Aston Villa. And Zachary Johnson saying, in the United States, we are vitamin D deficient. That's why we're weak. Why are we vitamin D deficient? I'm definitely not vitamin D deficient because I get a lot of sun here and I eat a lot of like dairy food, milk. There's no way I'm vitamin D deficient. There's no way. But I can understand people up north, especially during the winter. I lived in New York, and there's a good like 5 to 6 months of the year where you barely get sun in New York. I lived there for what, 7 years in New York? Yeah, roughly. Okay, so Douglas Luiz was subbed in for Brazil, and João Gomes, that had a yellow card, was the one that was subbed out. I actually, I actually think Douglas Luiz is better than João Gomes. I just think he's the better player. João Gomes is a bit better at man marking, but Douglas Luiz is more technical, in my opinion. And everyone get those likes up in the video. I don't know how many likes we have, but keep getting them up. It's a great way to support the channel, and it's free. Brazil wins the header. Gio Reyna protects it, and he's fouled by Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz fouls Gio Reyna. So the news on Douglas Luiz and McKennie is that Juventus would get a deal done, which is a swap. It's a swap deal where McKennie would go to Aston Villa in the Premier League, and Douglas Luiz is going to Juventus, and then also Juve would have to pay like 20 million. Ball goes through. Here comes Brazil. Rodrigo still has it somehow. Vinicius crosses it to no one. Joe Scally is able to clear it. Joe Scally has been very safe for the United States. Danilo all the way back to Marquinhos. Beraldo for Brazil. My concern is the second half. How does the U.S. behave? Because that's when we collapse against Colombia. That's also when we collapse against Germany. Not the Dutch. We collapsed against the Dutch in the World Cup in the first half. That was a first half collapse. Douglas Luiz, Bruno Guimarães with the ball. Opens to Wendell. Wendell to Vinicius. Vinicius back to Wendell. Very deep. The United States is very deep. Rodrigo. Oh, blocked. Good defending there from Pepe. Pepe's doing a lot of the dirty work today. Definitely not that involved on offense, but doing a lot of the dirty work. Overall, for the opponent we're facing, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from Ricardo Pepe. Vinicius, Wendell, oof, side net. Okay, back to the game here. 5 minutes in, and there she is, Marta, the queen of soccer in Brazil, the queen of football, Marta. Is Marta still playing for the Orlando Pride? I think she is. Yeah, she is. At least in my opinion. He's through. Chris Richards fouled Rodrigo. He'll probably get a card for that. Yellow card. Chris Richards gets a yellow. Somewhat dangerous free kick. It's frontal, but there's it's not too close. But honestly, if Richards doesn't foul Rodrigo right there, he's through on a one-on-one against Matt Turner. 5 minutes in, Brazil's probably going to come in with a few substitutions soon. They already got one, Douglas Luiz. I'm assuming one player from Brazil that I wanted to see off the bench today is Savio or Savinho. Savio looked really good against Mexico, and he had one heck of a season with Girona. Very good winger. Somewhat reminds me of Rafinha. It just seems like his ceiling is probably higher. JU saying, why doesn't Couto play? Had a great season. So you're talking about young Couto, the right back from Girona. Yes, he's a good player. He played against Mexico, but he's the backup of Danilo. Danilo's better defensively. That's why young Couto doesn't play. That's literally there. And Danilo's also more experienced. That's why. He's the backup of Danilo. So free kick here for Brazil, and it'll be Rodrigo. Yeah, Rodrigo that will take it, I'm assuming. It's Rodrigo Rafinha. I'm going to say Rodrigo will take it. And Rodrigo. And what? What? There's a VAR? They put a VAR for this? So if there's a VAR, why didn't they call it on Pulisic? Well, Pulisic still scored the free kick. What are they looking? If Richards was the last man? He did go for the ball. I understand it is a foul, but he did go for the ball. It didn't seem like Richards went for Rodrigo. Oh, no foul. Wait. What is going on here? What just happened? Wait. What happened? No foul? Can the VAR even do that? I thought the VAR can only be called if it's a red card or penalty kick. I thought they can't do that. I mean, I agree. I agree that it wasn't a foul. Richards does get the ball, but the VAR can't do that. Because, listen, you can only call the VAR when it's a red card or penalty kick. So when the VAR called the ref, I'm assuming they called the ref because they were saying, hey, you might want to give this a look because it could be a red card. Instead, the VAR took the foul away from Brazil. This is weird because you couldn't do this unless I'm completely ignorant towards the rules of this game, but I feel like I'm well informed, and that was a mistake from the ref and the VAR. This is weird. A Money Wilson is saying there might be something true about the beaches in Florida. Been to con in Orlando and Dallas this year. Florida has way more beach bodies. Well, look, I've traveled a lot in Brazil and a lot in the United States. And I lived in many different places in the United States, and I lived in Brazil for a little bit. Wait, hold on. Rodrigo. Ooh, he almost scored a bicycle kick or like a volley. But what happens is when you go to beach towns that people are a bit more like, on their beach suits, like girls will be wearing a bikini and guys will be shirtless, you end up being a bit more self-conscious of like how your body looks. So people tend to be in better shape when they're by the beach, along with the fact that beach areas usually tend to have sun the entire year, and then your vitamin D levels will be higher. You're just going to be healthier and skinnier. So usually when you're in an area that is a beach town or beach city, like Miami, for example, people will be in better shape, usually. And I think this is statistically proven, I think. I don't think I'm bullshitting. I think it is statistically proven. Vinicius, foul. Weah fouls Vinicius. Who's down there from the US? Ivan Davila, thank you for the super chat, Ivan. Thank you very much. You didn't write anything, but thank you very much for the support. I appreciate everyone. Gio Reyna is actually down. Yeah, he did go studs up on Gio. He hits the ball, but he also goes and hits Gio right on the shin. Right in the shin. That is a play that the VAR should probably call the ref and give it a look. He does get the ball first. It's true, but he probably could have avoided contact with Gio Reyna right there. That was Wendell, the left back. We're probably going to see Endrick coming on soon for Brazil, I'm assuming. Marquinhos. Beraldo. To Wendell. Vinicius. Oh, he just nutmegged Scally. And who was the one that was covering Scally? That was Gio. That was Gio again. Good defensive work there from Gio Reyna. All game long, by the way. All game long. One thing we can all agree so far is this ref is shit. This is a terrible ref. Does anyone know who's this ref? Where is he from? He is ass. Rafinha drives inside and he finds, who's that? Bruno Guimarães out wide. Vinicius. Oh, good Scally. Good Scally. He might be horrible on the ball. It's true. It's very true. Scally's not good on the ball. But boy, can he defend. Did a great job on Luis Diaz last week or last weekend. And today, he's doing a fairly good job on Vinicius Jr. too. These are not easy tasks. This is Brazil's A team, yes. Brazil's only missing Neymar. This is the A team. Maybe Beraldo won't start, but still, yes, this is Brazil's A team for anyone wondering. Rodrigo drives inside, goes wide. That'll be Paquetá. Paquetá, ball goes in. Turner slaps it. Goes in. Rodrigo with the shot, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the United States of America. That was Wendell with a horrible shot. Wendell, pretty mediocre left back for Brazil standards. I don't know why Brazil used to be so stacked at the fullback position, right? You go Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Marcelo, Dani Alves, that should be in prison right now, but he's not. And then now Danilo's is okay. For Brazil standards, Danilo and Wendell is not good enough. It's simply not good enough. Let's see here. I wonder what people on Twitter are saying. Okay, United States with the ball. 15 minutes into the second half. Good turn from Richards. Great turn. Finds Yunus Musa. Dribbling the ball forward. Musa, bad pass. Very bad pass from Musa. Paquetá gets fouled by Gio. Good foul from Gio. Smart foul. I don't want to hear that Gio Reyna doesn't defend anymore, man. He's been doing a lot of defending against Colombia and a lot of defending today against Brazil, and he's been good at it. I just don't want to hear it. Rodrigo, Matt Turner, good save. Now Vinicius down the left, cuts inside. Vinicius crosses to nobody. Nobody. Brazil still has the ball with Rafinha. Back to Danilo. It's going to be Douglas Luiz, I believe, has the ball now. The TV's a little far. Endrick is still not in. Endrick has not been subbed in. Endrick will probably come in somewhere around minute 20 to 25. That's when Dorival likes to send in Endrick. Paquetá, Rodrigo. That'll be a free kick. And that's Gio Reyna again. Yeah, Gio Reyna has actually shown us that he can defend. Okay, Brazil's with the ball once again. Brazil's been very ball dominant. That is one thing. That is for sure. That is one aspect of his game that continues. Okay, here comes Brazil. Beraldo. The U.S. once again, same strategy. Sit in the mid block. Once Brazil crosses the midfield, then the U.S. goes deep. But you stay in the mid block until Brazil's able to cross the midfield. Then everyone goes back. Brazil once again with the ball. Now, see, Brazil crossed. We go back. We go to a low block. I don't know who made this strategy, Berhalter or BJ Callahan, but this is a good one. Wendell to Paquetá. Vinicius. Vinicius against Scally. Vinicius. Oh, Scally, good job. Oh, corner for Brazil. Good job from Joe Scally right there. Very good job from Scally. Brazil goes short at the corner. Cross goes in. Woo! Corner kick. Corner kick for Brazil. I think we're going to get substitutions. Johnny and Balogun are coming in. Looks like Johnny and Balogun are coming in. Johnny for Weston or Musa, I'm assuming, and Balogun for Ricardo Pepi for sure. Okay, Brazil tries to deliver, nothing out of it. And Rodrigo will get the ball again. Another cross from Brazil, and that'll be a goal kick. Goal kick for the United States. Beraldo heads it out of bounds. That'll be a goal kick for the U.S. men's national team. Boy, oh boy. Bruno Guimarães shown on screen. We're about to hit minute 20 here in the second half, or minute 63. We have Balogun being subbed in for Ricardo Pepi. In terms of offense, 7. So Pepe's out, Balogun's in. Who's out for Johnny? Gio Reyna. So we're gonna go Johnny, McKennie, and Musa. That's like more or less a version of the MMA midfield. And Brazil is sending in Andrés Pereira, Endrick. Oh boy, Endrick's coming in. Endrick's coming on. We'll see. And Savinho. Savinho might be better than Rafinha, man. And then Endrick comes on. Who's Endrick in for? So Andres Pereira, midfielder from Fulham. He's on for Lucas Paquetá. Didn't really play well today, Lucas Paquetá. Endrick is on for Bruno Guimarães. Brazil's actually going for the win here. He took out Bruno Guimarães, a midfielder, and he put in Endrick. And in the chat, is Endrick good? Yes. And if you haven't watched him, you're about to find out. He is very good. He's about to turn 18. He's heading to Real Madrid next month. And Rafinha is out, and Savio's coming on. These are good substitutions from both coaches. The only thing I wanted to was to keep Gio a little bit longer, but I guess Berhalter's just trying to play it safe. I wonder what Dorival is doing, though, because he took out Bruno Guimarães. He might be playing a 4-2-3-1, and Rodrigo might be a 10. Joe Scally. Tim Weah. Good cross from Weah. Cleared from Danilo. Weston McKennie. Now McKennie's very deep. McKennie's the one. He's the deep line playmaker now that Gio's off the field. Weah, dispossessed by Wendell. Wendell has no options. Has Vinicius, and then Brazil will play out of the back here. Douglas Luiz opens it to Marquinhos. 20 minutes. Brazil, 20 minutes in the second half. Minute 66 right now. Marquinhos with the ball. Back to Douglas Luiz. So Brazil is now playing the double pivot. They kind of were also already with Endrick might be through. Endrick might be through. This is not good. Matt Turner saves it. We got to be careful. You can't play with that high line and leave Tim Ream in isolation with Endrick. He's too fast. Too fast. Almost gave Endrick the goal. He finishes, and Matt Turner is able to make a good save. Vinicius down the middle. Oh, Andres Pereira loses the ball. Good defending there. That was Weston McKennie in the recovery. So Endrick is playing as a 9. Savio's on the right wing. Vinicius on the left wing. And Vinicius is playing like a second striker at 10. And then behind them, you have essentially Douglas Luiz and Andres Pereira. Yeah, man, Endrick is really fast. You should definitely not be leaving Endrick and Tim Ream in isolation. Endrick might be as fast as Vinicius. Matt Turner. Johnny coming in deep to help on the build-out. Yunus Musa finds McKennie. Joe Scally. Oh, what a ball from Scally. What a ball. What a ball. Ooh. Christian Pulisic. Was that Anthony Robinson? That was Robinson, I think. What a save from Allison. What a brilliant play from the United States. Brilliant, brilliant play. Scally, McKennie. I believe it was Anthony Robinson. Or was that Pulisic? It might have been Pulisic. Oh, it was Christian Pulisic. Oh. Pulisic actually did a good job, guys. Because, look, Allison was moving towards the right, so Pulisic tried to hit him towards the left. But that was a good recovery from Allison. That was a good finish from Christian Pulisic. Maybe it could have gone a bit wider, but the idea was right. It was a great save. Jose Rodriguez saying, bro, your commentary is better than the broadcast. I've heard that multiple times, man. That's why you also mute it. The broadcast is usually shit. The broadcast usually sucks. That's the truth. I don't even know if I'm good. It's just the broadcast sucks. The bar is very low. Very, very low. And here comes Brazil in possession once again. And who has the ball? Andres Pereira. Finds Endrick. Endrick has it. He'll shoot it. Oh, that's a weak shot, Endrick. trying to hurt Matt Turner with that weak shot. Way too weak. That ain't hurting Matt Turner. No, Joe Scally has been fantastic today for the United States. Fantastic. Oh, minute 69. Nice. We hit minute 69 once again. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. We're immature here in the channel. We're not very mature, so we celebrate minute 69. We do that here. It's a channel tradition. We haven't reached the maturity level to look at the number 69 and just look at it as a regular number. The same goes for like the eggplant emoji. When we see the eggplant emoji, we see a dick because we just haven't matured enough. So Barney saying same shot Turner couldn't stop. Yeah, I mean Allison is a better goalkeeper than Matt Turner. We're 100% sure about that. Marquinhos with the ball. Beraldo. 25 minutes. Rodrigo. Vinicius. Oh, they started doing the Ola in the crowd. Stop doing that. Or Ola or Ole, whatever. That it's so stupid. Savinho. Oh, he started dancing in front of who was it? Pulisic. Andres Pereira. Nice switch to Wendell, and Wendell just sucks and tries to put it through to Endrick. And Weah played well today. So far. Tim Ream. We're able to play out of the back. Good. Much better. Much better. Much better. Johnny to McKennie. We're kind of trapped there. Just get rid of the ball. Just get rid of it. Just blast it forward. Okay. Okay. Never mind. We got out of pressure there. The United States got out of pressure. Joe Scally down the right. No options. No options. And he just looks dazed and confused. Okay. And then saying, gotta keep the inner child alive. Of course. Of course. We're also mostly guys here. We're mostly guys. We have to be immature. If you're a guy and you're not a little bit immature, you're probably not going to be happy. You have to be a little bit immature. You have to be a little bit stupid. That's how we have fun. That's how we have fun. Johnny finds Pulisic. Robinson back to Pulisic. Weah. And the ball is stolen. Endrick's able to steal the ball, and they find Endrick. And here comes Brazil in transition. Vinicius still has it. Nope. Nope. Vinicius loses the ball. Who's down there for the U.S.? Is it Weah? It's Weah. No, he's up. He's up. Tim Weah's up. He's not injured. Can't confirm. I'm seeing it. Weah's walking. Johnny. McKennie. Pulisic. Musa. To Weston McKennie. Anthony Robinson. Oh, that'll be Allison with the ball. Allison with the ball. What do you mean, what's up with these shadows? What shadows? Talk about the shadows around the players? I mean, it's just, I don't know what you guys are talking about in the chat. Vinicius. To Wendell. Vinicius. Back to Wendell. To Vinicius. Brazil now very slow. That's one thing a lot of South American teams do, where they can slow the game and speed it up out of nowhere and catch you off guard. It's like a dance. They have their own rhythm. They'll slow down the game, and then they'll catch you off guard out of nowhere. Header, Tim Ream, Scally. Brazil seems a little disinterested right now. There's two more substitutions coming in for the United States. Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams is coming on. And I can't tell. Is it Brendan Aronson? Brazil recovers the ball. Savio to Rodrigo. Uh-oh. Rodrigo cuts inside. Oh, Turner! Matt Turner. Won't you look at that? Matt Turner. Nice save. Kai Brown is saying, okay, here comes Brazil. Vinicius crosses it. Can't settle it. Savio. Savio with the ball. Savio shoots it, blocked by the Americans. Andres finds Endrick. Endrick hits the cross to no one. That'll be a goal kick for the United States. Kai is saying, is Vinny or Mbappe anywhere near prime Ronaldo? Look, it's a very tough question because you got to remember prime Ronaldo was dropping 50 goals in a season. We're going to have to see how Mbappe will do in Real Madrid, in the Champions League, in La Liga, a tougher league than Liga. But I would say they are not close, but they're not too far. But no, I don't think Mbappe or Vini are close to Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime. Remember, Cristiano Ronaldo in his prime was being compared to Messi. It was like Messi and Ronaldo against each other. So no, I don't think they're close, but it's not like they're super far, but not close. Not close to Ronaldo in his prime. I'm assuming you're saying Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, CR7. He's saying CR7. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Julian Viva is saying, can't watch the game, but I see a tie. How's the U.S. playing? Has Greg made adjustments? So, Julian, even though I am a known Greg Berhalter hater, I will give him credit where it's due. I think he started off the game the wrong way, trying to play out of the back. The defensive line, our back line was a little bit too high. I do think Greg adjusted. I don't think it was the players. Greg adjusted. On top of Greg adjusting, the mindset of the players and the performance, the individual performances have been very good for the most part. I thought the United States had a good game. Regardless of the outcome of this game, let's say Brazil scores, the U.S. loses, this was an encouraging performance. Regardless of what, as long as the U.S. doesn't have a complete collapse and just loses like 4-1, conceding 3 goals now, it was an encouraging performance. Hey, Pete, water break.
Feeling good. Still 1-1. Brazil starting to pick up some momentum there, but we've had our chances too. I'm feeling good. I mean, this is a pretty good performance so far, I have to say. I don't know how seriously Brazil is taking this game, but it doesn't matter. It's our performance that we're looking at, right?
Yeah, I mean, and again, if they're not taking it seriously, there's nothing the U.S. can do about it. Just
no, that's not our fault. Man,
Yeah,
I was so worried that Endrick was going to burn. After he burned Tim Ream, I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, I thought he was going to score, but it was a weak shot. Turner made some good saves. Pulisic
He really did. He really did. After his early, mistakes, he's recovered. He's recovered to do quite well. It's very encouraging. Very encouraging.
So is Tim Ream injured?
No, he's still on the field, looks like.
Is he walking? It looks like he's leaving, though.
Is he? He's not starting in the Premier League. Whoever the commentator is saying, if Tim Ream is still starting in the Premier League 2 years from now, he's not starting in the Premier League anymore. Why would he still be starting 2 years from now?
Isn't he heading to Charlotte or something?
St. Louis, supposedly. Or Charlotte. You're right. Yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah,
I don't know. Whoever's on commentary didn't get the memo.
No, dude, the commentary is always terrible.
Yeah, I mute it. Are you like, are you worried? Are you nervous about Brazil watching this game?
Dude, I'm just going to be honest with you. No one really cares about the Copa America in Brazil.
But, I mean, okay, so you're saying they don't care about a friendly even more then?
Yeah, they don't care. I'm talking about the fans. The players care. The players care. The fans don't care. That's why people ask me, it's like, oh, Brazil or U.S. I'd rather the U.S. do better in the Copa America. I mean, if it's one or another, I hope both do great, but they're in the same side of the bracket. I hope the U.S. does well. But the thing is, it's the thing. Like, Brazil, that's why Uruguay and Argentina have one more Copa America, because Brazil doesn't care. Historically, they don't care about the Copa America.
They seem to care more in Argentina because Messi gets crucified when they don't win Copa America.
Yeah, it's a more reachable trophy. Well, it's the same thing. Brazil, up until like the 90s, Brazil also didn't care about the Libertadores. Brazil only cared about their domestic league and the World Cup. That's it. And the state championship. So Argentina and Uruguay historically always cared about the Libertadores, Copa America. Brazil didn't. Nowadays, the Brazilian clubs care a lot about the Libertadores, but Copa America is still iffy. Wendell with the ball, cross goes in to no one. The U.S. clears it.
All right, let's see if we can hold. Let's hold this draw. We took out all our creative players, so we got to hold this draw now.
Yeah, it's about holding the draw here, but I do think if the game continues to play out this way, even if Brazil gets a goal, it was an encouraging performance. Let's try to hold it, but overall the performance was encouraging because it can happen. They can get a goal. They're going to press now. The U.S. is just going to sit deep, as we should sit deep.
Yeah, if you're 1-1, you sit deep and you try to hold on to the win, and then you have Balogun in transition. Oh, how sweet would a late goal be? How sweet would a late goal be?
Yeah, I just don't know if we have the quality or even the energy to punish Brazil now. I think it's more about holding the draw.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to hit? Pulisic is gassed, man. He's tired.
We also brought Aronson and Adams on, so that tells you everything. And Johnny.
We have Adams and Johnny now. So
it's Adams, Johnny, and Aronson on the field. Like, that's a defensive game if I ever saw one. All right. I will hopefully hold on. I'll see you guys at the post game.
All right. See you soon, Pete.
All right.
Okay, guys, we got 10 more minutes to go here. Doesn't look like the U.S. is going for a goal anymore. But like I said, if you're 1-1 to Brazil and you got 10 minutes to go, you try to hold that draw. You sit back, you defend, and that's what Berhalter is doing here. And as much as I love criticizing Berhalter, I can't criticize him for this one. That's exactly what I would do too. People are going to say, go for the win. It's like, that's not a bad result. Even though it is a friendly, so it doesn't matter the result itself, but the performance has been good. Rodrigo still has the ball. Vinicius. Wendell. Ball goes long. Vinicius has it. He's going to go against Scally again. Cuts inside. Finds Andres Pereira. Goes for the shot. Deflected. That'll be a corner for Brazil. First time watching Endrick. Didn't realize how short he is. Well, if you want to see how short Endrick is, go to my nice save by turn. Go to my Twitter page. Go to my Twitter page and you'll see a picture of me and Endrick next to each other. He's shorter than me and I'm 5'9". I'm already kind of short myself. Balogun blocked. I'm already short. I'm 5'9". Endrick's shorter than me. Balogun now in transition there gets blocked. Okay, now Martinelli is on. Martinelli is on for Brazil. Ooh, Aronson! He just shot a one-on-one with Allison. Oh my goodness. Aronson just wasted that? I need to see the replay, but it looked like he literally wasted it. Could you imagine? Oh, it was offsides. It was off. Could you imagine if the US gets a win with Aronson scoring? Brazil at the ball now, all the way back to Marquinhos. Rodrigo. No, that's Douglas Luiz. Beraldo. Oh, terrible pass from Beraldo. The U.S. recovers it. Aronson. Aronson gives it away. Oh, goodness. Here comes Martinelli. Martinelli cuts inside to Vinicius. Matt Turner once again. Matt Turner. Shaq Moore. No. Shaq Moore is on. Shaq Moore is on for the U.S. men's national team against Brazil. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm watching the replay now. Aronson could have scored that. Aronson could have scored that. I don't know why he would take Joe Scally off. There's like 5 minutes left. Just keep him. Or here comes Hendrick. Hendrick with a shot, and Matt Turner once again. Hendrick is fast. Matt Turner with another save. Yeah, Shaq Moore is on for the United States. I just don't get it, man. Scally had a great game. Just give him the last 5 minutes. Just leave him. If Shaq Moore scores, if Shaq Moore scores, I'll change my Twitter profile picture to Shaq Moore. If he scores, I'll change it for like a full week. Aronson with a bizarre header. Oh, what did Brazil do there? Balogun has the ball. Robinson, Pulisic to Johnny. Johnny to Shaq Moore. Shaq Moore crosses it. Good cross by Shaq Moore. Marquinhos clears it. McKennie still has it. Pulisic. Shot. Woo! Pulisic almost scored. Pulisic almost scored. Martinelli with the ball. Vinicius. Ooh. Shaq Moore almost gave Vinicius a goal. Did you guys see that? Shaq Moore just got bodied by Vinicius, and Vinicius almost scored. Oh my goodness. Shaq Moore just almost gave it. Okay, Wendell, Martinelli. Martinelli versus Shaq Moore. Shaq Moore just almost gave Brazil the goal. Oh my goodness. Martinelli versus Shaq Moore. Martinelli tries to go through, and Tyler Adams. Brilliant. Brilliant recovery from Tyler Adams. Brendan Aronson, Tyler, and Johnny. Good from Johnny. Great ball from Johnny. And Aronson loses the ball. Aronson loses. Hendrick tries to put a through ball. The game's getting a bit sloppy. A bit sloppy here. The Hippo saying Shaq Moore bicycle kick at the 95th minute. Dude, I swear, man, if Shaq Moore scores, I'll change my profile picture on Twitter. I'll change it to Shaq Moore. Shaq Moore in the same field as the Ballon d'Or winner. Not just that, Shaq Moore is like marking a Ballon d'Or winner. Barney saying, if you want new soccer fans, this was a great game. No, it was a good game. Back and forth, both teams attacking. Great game. Great game. Okay, Brazil with the ball now. Marquinhos. Douglas Luiz. Marquinhos out wide. Savio goes through. Shaq Moore heads it to a corner. Corner for Brazil. Corner for Brazil. Andres Pereira will take the corner here for Brazil. Okay, here comes corner, goes in. And that'll be a goal kick. Goal kick for the United States. Matt Polkin saying work in mental health and U.S. men's national team bipolar of sports. It's interesting, right? How the U.S. loses, gets trashed by Colombia 5-1, and then comes here and plays Brazil. I would say Brazil is a bit better, but overall, very competent performance from the U.S. Very balanced, had goal scoring opportunities, played very well. And how many more minutes is the ref going to give? Okay, now it's going to be a throw, and there's 5 minutes added by the ref. 5 minutes added by the ref. And here's the thing. CW saying this doesn't change anything about Greg. Nah, truly, it doesn't really change much. But today, credit has to be given where it's due. And Berhalter and the players all did a good job. Even if we lose. And Shaq Moore holding Vinicius. Vinicius still has the ball. And that was, who cleared that? Was that Pulisic? Yep. Savio. Savio down the right. Blows by Anthony Robinson. Ooh, put Anthony Robinson on skates. Here comes Brazil. Ooh, Weston McKennie. Good block from McKennie. JU saying, where do you think Endrick will play for Madrid? On the bench. He'll probably be a backup for now. They have Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappe. That'll probably be the front three. And then Endrick can play all three positions. He'll probably be the backup. He'll get minutes. He'll play, but he's going to be a backup. I don't see him this season benching any of these guys. Cross goes in. Cleared. That'll be another corner for Brazil. Andres Pereira will take the corner for Brazil once again. Ball goes in. Cleared again from the United States. Wendell, Vinicius. Oh, what a weak-ass shot from Vinicius. Vinicius continues. He continues to be sort of a scrub for the Brazilian national team. Vinicius continues to not play well for Brazil. Tiago Martins, say, Tack, you skipped my super chat. Tiago, where is yours? Okay, here it is. He's saying Rodrigo's with an I. No one would write his name right. No, people know it's with an Y. Everyone knows that Rodrigo's name is with a Y. It's spelled differently from the regular Rodrigo. Ball goes long. Johnny wins it, and that'll be a throw-in for Brazil. No, the ball's still in. 47 minutes in the second half. So there's like 2.5 minutes left. 2.5 minutes left. Douglas Luiz to Wendell. Aronson pressing Wendell. Beraldo, Marquinhos. Out wide to Savio. Savio all the way back. That'll probably be Danilo. Danilo to Marquinhos. Marquinhos opens to Wendell. Martinelli. Wendell. Vinicius. Vinicius finds Martinelli. Martinelli. Oh, who did he cross it to? Shaq Moore draws a foul. That's why we put him in play right there. Shaq Moore drawing a foul. 1 more minute to go. Yeah, Shaq Moore is getting bodied quite easily. Quite easily. Guys, after this stream is over, we are going to go to 11 Yanks for the postgame. And if you just arrived here, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. And also, if you want to join our Patreon, link is in the description. And if you want to play Underdog Fantasy, we have a promo code. It's in the description of this video, the link. The promo code is TMTV. They're sponsoring the stream. Thank you very much, Underdog Fantasy. Oh, and look at the U.S. recovering. No, Anthony Robinson. And that was a foul advantage. The ref let him play on. Robinson should have just fell. Andres Pereira. This will be the last play of the game, probably. Vinicius down the left. against Shaq Moore. And Shaq Moore fouls Vinicius Jr. Last play of the game, Shaq Moore fouls Vinicius Jr. And it'll be a dangerous free kick. Dave Valensky, who's bigger than Brazil, Ronaldo or F1 Elton Sinner? Who the heck is F1 Elton Sinner? Who is F1 Elton Sinner? I don't know who that is, Dave. Let's see. Gunner is saying Greg Berhalter's signature win. Yeah, this is not a signature win. It's a draw with Brazil in a friendly. It's a good result. Don't get me wrong, but it's not. This is not a signature win. Ayrton Senna or Ronaldo? Oh, Ayrton Senna. Okay. I would say Ronaldo's bigger than Ayrton Senna, even though Ayrton Senna is an F1 legend in Brazil. He died in 93. Oh, Matt Turner with the save. Corner kick for Brazil. And this will be the last play of the game, for sure. Corner kick for Brazil. Corner goes in. Oh my goodness, Brazil almost scored. What happened there? Header from Endrick, I think, and Vinicius wasted it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with Vinicius Jr. Is that it? That's game? Oh, that was offside. So now the ref should end the game. And that will do. The United States puts up a fantastic performance and ties Brazil 1-1 in Orlando, Florida. Great performances. We're going to break that down at 11 Yanks. I'm going to go through the super chats. And Jeff Carey saying we're going to win the Copa America. Let's calm down right there. But guys, fantastic performance from the U.S. men's national team today. Good coaching and in-game management from Greg Berhalter. We're going to talk about that in the other stream. Again, we can hate Greg Berhalter all we want. When credit is due, we need to give him credit. And today he's going to get credit. The players are going to get credit. Very good performance from the United States, getting a 1-1 draw with Brazil. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Drop a like before you go. If you want to join our Patreon, the link is in the description. And if you want to go play Underdog Fantasy, the link is also in the description to play Underdog Fantasy. The promo code is TMTV. And that's it. I'll see you guys at 11 Yanks for the post game. Ciao. Not ciao. Ciao is like bye. See you soon.